All right, everybody, welcome back to No Name Wrestling in the building, man. Sorry, we always about 15, 20 minutes late as usual. It's typical, but we had some power issues today, so we were trying to make sure everything was good and smooth. But
Y'all know who to
today,
blame.
yeah, always got to blame Mo, even though he's not on the pod no more. But we got
That's
to
how we
blame
keep
some.
his memory alive. That's
Right,
all
so
it's for.
keep him alive in spirit, man. Keep him
Oh yeah.
alive.
If there's no anything bad that ever happens to this pod, it's probably him.
Typically, man. So we do have a little announcement that we're gonna make today, and actually, I could probably put it in the chat too. Maybe I can pin it. Let's see if I can do it that way too. Today will be the last episode we do at this time. So we've done the pod, I think, always at 5 from the first episode. We've done it, to my knowledge.
I
Going
think
back,
it was when Mo came on is when we started doing it at 4. It's been a while. We were at like 2 before, I think.
okay, possibly. I don't remember what time we started.
That's how many episodes we didn't do.
It was different when we were on PC. I know maybe it could have been different on PC. Could have been the same, but we're gonna be starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time zone now, so it'll be 2 Pacific. If you're in the West Coast,
2
a little
Central,
earlier
2
than
Central.
12. But we will put it in the chat. I'll actually put it in the chat too and pin it so you guys know. But same day, it'll still be on Sundays. But it'll be a little bit earlier now. Just kind of be a little bit more flexible to help everybody scheduling a little bit better. That way, people can be on the pod for the whole episodes, and we got a little bit more time throughout the day to kind of do stuff later in the day, because starting at 5, ending typically a little later in the day is kind of a little it's a little iffy for certain people. So time will be changed for the podcast. Same day though, same, everybody's still here. So just kind of want to let you guys know that. Let me see, I'll actually put it in the chat real quick before we start.
GW Bryce, appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you. We have 1K. Go subscribe to the No Name channel. You already know what time it is. If you haven't subscribed at this point, I don't know what you're waiting on. Go subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends. I know you got a bunch of people y'all be sending TikToks to. Send them to No Name Pod. Tell them to subscribe, man.
Yeah, subscribe or we'll bring Mo back.
Oof.
It's a
Oof.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
Shout out Mo, man.
Shout out Mo. Shout out Mo Bamba.
All right, there we go. I put it in the chat. I should have it pinned as well. We do have a guest that you all want to see brought back. He was on the pod a couple months ago, and everybody asked for him to come back and everything. So I'll let him introduce himself again real quick. Make sure you plug in your stuff to everybody, what you got going on if you want, and then we'll get started with what we're going to talk about today.
Got you. What's up, everybody? My name is Nick, aka The Wrestling Truth. If you didn't know, you can just call me Truth. If you want to find me on any other platform, it's just at Wrestling Truth everywhere except Instagram, because they got me right now. So it's at Wrestling Truth 2 there. So everywhere else, just Wrestling Truth. And until then, that's where we ride. I'm hyped to be here, though. Let's do it.
Finally able to make it happen. And scheduling was we tried to get you back on for a minute, man. So scheduling was just going crazy and everything. But make sure you guys check out all his stuff. You don't have your own podcast, do you? You don't have your own podcast stuff?
I'm in the process of working on it, but nothing really crazy right now. If you want to check it out, it'd be where we typically post long formats, which is Charger Fell YouTube.
Got you. All right, so hold on real quick.
Tony H wants to know if Durag Jade. What happened? Why would Durag Jade come out? I'm actually happy because Baron Corbin came back. Which I'm.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I haven't watched SmackDown, but I am happy about that.
I think he's talking about CM Punk, I would assume.
Listen, CM Punk isn't even worth the Durag anymore. He's here. I understand.
You're gonna have Durag in a minute, man. Where's Durag been?
It's upstairs. Actually, I just cleaned our bedroom and it was in our in the drawer in the desk. So I'm hoping that once we move the podcast up earlier, I can move back to my old station upstairs, which is where all my stuff is. Mm-hmm. I've started doing it down here because, like I told you, Malik, Shayna sleeps later in the day. So me being up there would have interfered with her sleeping. But so it's up there. I found it the other day. It was in a drawer. But CM Punk is.
You still got it?
See, I still got it. It's up there. It's around. We all knew that Sammy was going to get the Here and They Say Your Damn title reign. I mean, we knew it was going to end in a month. It's 9 days is a little wild. 9 days is a little wild. I'm not gonna front. 9 days is a little wild, but we all knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming off them sooner or later. I even said in the chat, I just had a feeling. I just had a gut feeling once Cody went down at the start of the show if CM Punk comes back and takes us, I did throw up all over my screen, but it's cleaned up now.
Well, my whole thing was like, one, I was like, okay, cool, shock factor, whatever. This naysayer, right, is not main eventing SummerSlam. So I seen a lot of people upset that Sammy got this type of raid. And for me, I feel like we've been watching wrestling long enough. Yeah. And even if you just got here when Triple H took over, right? Let's just say you don't know what it was like before, but you just got here when Triple H took over. John Cena beat Cody Rhodes for that title, held it for 3 months. Drew McIntyre beat Cody Rhodes for that title, held it for a month. Did we not think anything different? Like, to me, now granted, did I think Cody was gonna get it back? Yes, but I've done a really good job this year staying off of Twitter because I just don't like to get spoiled on stuff. On my schedule, it gets way too busy, so I even mute y'all a lot because if something crazy happens, I'm like, oof, y'all are gonna spoil me. But once I opened up Raw and it was like, oh, we're in Chicago.
And then Cody went down at the start.
I was like, duh. I mean, you know what I mean? I thought CM Punk was gonna come out at the end. I was like, well, Cody's clearly winning because CM Punk's gonna come out. We're gonna set up the main event. I really feel like SummerSlam's main events are what they wanted WrestleMania's main events to be.
Yeah.
But people kept getting hurt, so they were like, all right, cool, let's just do it at SummerSlam.
But you know something else, G? I think as soon as I saw that they were doing this match, and then they've already announced they were doing, Roman and Seth at SummerSlam. Me and Malik talked last week about how WWE isn't going to be able to do what they want to do or what the fans want to do. They're going to have to do what Saudi Arabia wants to do. I wholeheartedly think, completely up front, this SummerSlam is the North American WrestleMania.
100%.
I wholeheartedly think they are giving what they're giving us at SummerSlam. Brock and Oba, Roman and Seth, Cody and Punk. Who knows what else they're going to announce before SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. I wholeheartedly think they are trying to give us this biggest SummerSlam in, 10 years? Because they know we are not going to get the WrestleMania that we want as the regular viewers of wrestling. They have to give Saudi Arabia the WrestleMania they want.
And it works out well for them because they get to show everybody that, here, look, WrestleMania isn't the only biggest event of the year.
Right.
Here's another 2-night show that we're going to give you these dream matches or dream rematches of, Punk and Cody, and then we're going to get Rollins and Roman. I'm sure there's going to be great women's matches as well. They'll give us everything that you would see at a WrestleMania. People will end the year saying, wow, SummerSlam was actually better than WrestleMania this year. And then you'll end up going into next year, and now SummerSlam kind of can hold that little bit more of weight that WWE is just begging to happen. And especially with TKO in charge, you could legitimately end up with multiple WrestleManias in the next 3 years being at Saudi Arabia. So WWE needs that number two event that they could kind of book the way they want it to.
Yeah, and as you said, Jay, when we talked about it last week, as I was watching stuff happen throughout the week, I was like, man, we really are probably going to get what y'all was talking about at WrestleMania. And it's crazy because y'all remember Minneapolis was supposed to get a WrestleMania, and they pulled it.
And they pulled it.
And they were like, we'll give you SummerSlam instead.
Yeah.
And it's starting to look like a blessing in disguise because there was a show they did in Minneapolis before this. I don't remember what it was. But I remember sitting there, I was like, see, this is why y'all didn't get a WrestleMania. Look at this crowd. That was horrible. But now you got three main events. But, somebody got to take the opening slot, which will probably Cody and Punk, because I don't see a world Oba and Roman don't end both nights. So Cody and Punk will probably take a night 2 opening slot, and they'll probably give Liv and Io, or if Becky, I don't even know if Becky's been on TV, but if Becky has a match, they'll put her in the opening slot, whatever the case. It's just, I'm more so like, I don't know why we didn't see the Sami Zayn aspect of it coming. Like, that was Jay, you even said, he came out on the press conference. He was like, I don't care if it's only for a week. I don't care if it's only for...
He knew.
Yeah, and I think everybody knew. I think this was more so that people would be like, ooh, I should start, as Malik said, I should start tuning into these B-level shows.
Yeah.
I should start caring about them a little more. That's
It was a big brained idea about how they get to a WWE title match with Cody and Punk without either one of them, looking for the worse for wear. Sammy was the middleman. Sammy was the way that they transitioned the title over to Punk, and now they wanted Cody to be the pursuer instead of the pursuee. And this is how they did it. So I mean, but again, Sammy, regardless of what happened or what happens from here on, Sami Zayn can at least retire knowing that he did it, right? He did it. He got the belt. He got what he wanted. And nobody can ever take that away from him. So more power to him. I'm happy for him either way.
Yeah, I feel like there's many ways they could have went about this because, Sammy never had to main event SummerSlam to, be the champion still because I don't even know if Cody and Punk are going to main event. I mean, technically.
Well, they're saying that they already announced that it is.
Yeah, that's what they said, but.
Right. But
they call everything a main event, so
we all know who's getting night 2.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Roman
we know that
regardless. So that's gonna be night 2, but I would probably say Hell in a Cell is gonna be night 1. That would just be.
That's what I would do personally.
They still, for all we know, they still could. They might change their mind. They still could add Sammy to them and make it a triple threat or something, because they got this tag team match.
I hope not.
What a weird. Yeah,
it's Saturday night's main event, so like they can still add people to it.
Wait, what's the tag match at Saturday night's main event?
Sammy and
Gunther versus Punk and Cody. So
they needed those names in MSG. That's what they needed those names.
Yes, but are they gonna give us a fatal 4-way?
That's what I think is still going to happen, but
I don't know. I think they really want to tell that Cody Punk story.
I think they do too, but I think Cody Punk. I still think that's Saudi Arabia.
And also, with how SmackDown went off the air, it would make very little sense for it not to be Gunther against.
Maybe they
maybe they
don't add Gunther to it, but like saying I can still see Sammy added to it, and we still got to think too. Like there's still people who we haven't seen on SmackDown in a minute, like Drew, Randy, where it's like we don't know.
Speaking of that, why hasn't Rhea had to give her title up yet? How long has she been gone? And she says she's still dealing with a meniscus tear.
Because who else gonna hold that strap?
They just completely curveballed it by putting they just took the Charlotte and Jade that was going to probably be involved with Rhea and said, all right, we're going to take it. And we're going to move her to the women's U.S. title. And now it doesn't even need the women's U.S. title because they were on TV and the women's U.S. title wasn't. So.
Right.
But
I don't know.
When they usually strip champions, like, obviously Naomi got pregnant. That was a different story. But usually when people get hurt and they strip champions, they have a champion ready in the weight. Who else might not go hold that strap?
Anybody. You got a whole roster.
They could have given it to Charlotte or Jade. And let them feud.
To Jade? You
want to matter who the champions are?
No, put it on the line between Charlotte and Jade and let Charlotte win.
Put it on Charlotte. Whatever. You got a whole roster. Pick somebody.
I'm not gonna lie. Now, granted, it's their fault they're in this position. Let me just be clear.
It doesn't.
But
it doesn't matter who the champions are. For being honest, though.
That's the problem. But that's a problem. That's literally the problem that they put themselves in because they don't know how to book a consistent women's roster.
Yeah.
The simple solution is granted, you just had Queen of the Ring, so I get it. But I would have, if Rhea really gonna be out for this long, I would have been had a tournament.
Yeah,
I would have been had it.
But they honestly are probably just with the 2-hour SmackDown and their atrocious booking decisions for SmackDown. They needed to find a way to cut certain things off that hour, and they are feeling so great right now that they don't have to book the one specific title. They don't have to worry about booking that at all. So I think they're going to continue to wait until Rhea is ready, and because they're trying to buy themselves time and figure out how they're going to fit everything into 2 hours when they could barely fit things into 3 hours without all the ads and stuff that they need. So I think they're just taking the time to just wait it out with Rhea, especially because they would then, if they gave us a new champion, they would need to find a time slot for them, which means, probably going to lose out in the women's U.S. title, probably going to lose out in some time with the tag division, which they don't care about. But they're digging themselves up.
Well, to Malik's point, I don't necessarily think it's bad that the title itself is, but the problem is who it's on. Like if the title was on Tiffany, right? BFAB, whoever you want to say, the crowd probably wouldn't notice. But since it's Rhea, I'm not saying people are noticing the title is gone, but they're definitely noticing that Rhea is gone because Rhea is still their most popular star on the entire roster. So people are noticing that Rhea is gone, and then by extension, she's holding that belt. So now it's a distraction. Now people are wondering, like, when are they going to defend this belt? When's it coming back? It feels more legit when the title is there. And listen, if you want to throw it on Charlotte, bring Rhea back in a month and have Rhea win it right back, fine. But I don't know. I feel like you have to be consistent with these kinds of things. And if the person holding that belt, who you're saying is the most important champion on the roster, to not be there, I feel like you need to get it back on TV one way or the other, especially when it's on somebody who everyone notices isn't there. It just feels weird.
Especially when a show like SummerSlam is about to...
Right, yeah.
Like I mentioned before, it doesn't really matter who the champions are, because you have... I don't know what scenario is worse. You have one champion who's there all the time and hasn't done anything with it, hasn't defended it, hasn't had any stories for it, but she's there every week with the championship, but they literally give her no stories or no reason to defend the championship. And she's been champion for over 80 days, might I add you.
Yeah.
Or you got a champion on the other hand who's not there and can't physically defend the championship because she's injured, but they won't take the title off that person. So I don't know what scenario is worse. They're equally as bad. You have one champion that can defend the title, but you choose not to have her defend the championship. And then you have one person who is the champion, can't defend it, but you won't take the title off that person and give it to somebody else.
I think it's worse with the second one where they're literally, or I'm sorry, I think it's worse when they're not there, because at least if they're there, there's still a presence. Like when Rhea won that title the first time, Nate has eloquently always mentioned the fact that her feud was with Natalya and then didn't do nothing for 6 months until Nia Jax showed up. But Rhea Ripley still on TV, people cared. It was still a presence that SmackDown, no less, definitely needs. Yeah. I hate the fact that she's in a feud with the J Fusion Collective. I hated that went so long. I hate seeing the J Fusion Collective on my screen all the time, right? But at least it's a presence. And believe it or not, people still care, right? Charlotte is like a year and a half, 2 years into her babyface run and hasn't gotten stale. She should be consistently on, and I would milk that till the end of time, until I start hearing some boos. You have Alexa Bliss over there. I think the stuff Chelsea's doing, she finally back to being, maybe not peak level Chelsea, but if they would have had a tournament, let's say, and Chelsea just wins that title on some, shenanigans, whatever, and then loses it right away, I just saw you do it with Sami Zayn, so what's the issue? Chelsea Green can hold that title for a week. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, Julia just turned babyface. I know y'all never give her that title, but at least there's a presence that'll give you a good match, right? Like, to me, the fact that she's not there and hasn't been there, I think, in 4 weeks is a bigger problem to me. Take it off. They ain't had no problem. She was back at SummerSlam when they stripped that title for her off of Mania. Yeah. When Liv hurt her shoulder after Mania, they stripped that title and she was back in 2.5 months. You know what I mean? So, and this is
when you treat one, certain demographic one way and a certain demographic another way, like someone said in chat a minute ago, it does start to come off as preferential treatment, favoritism, whatever you want to say. And maybe Rhea has earned it, but again, it'd be different if it was just, Rhea's missing, or Rhea's missing and she's the United States champion or one half of the tag team champion. But for your top star to be out for so long, and for her to have the top belt on your brand, it feels, and with SummerSlam in 3 weeks, it just comes off as very distracting.
Yeah, I don't really think it matters what type of title you have. Like, Rhea Ripley's in a position where she can give up the title and everybody knows she's gonna get it back at some point, But if you're the champion, you're hurt, you can't defend it. You got to give up the title. Like when Cena was hurt, he gave up the title, but we all knew John Cena was gonna come back and get the title eventually. There were times when they brought him back and literally won the title his first match back. So like, it's very possible for that to happen. To transition to something different real quick before we get into topics. How do y'all feel about, if you watch AEW? How do you feel about Kenny winning the AEW title off of MJF?
Expected. I wish they didn't, because I'm a big MJF fan. He's not Samoa Joe level, but I think MJF and AEW is always better when MJF is on top.
Right.
At the end of the day. But I mean, Kenny and Will, I think they're gonna do their best. I mean, I know Kenny isn't Kenny, but I still think they're gonna do whatever they can to make sure they put on as much of a classic as they could. So I'm not gonna complain about Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay at Wembley. Like, I'm not gonna complain about that. That's gonna be amazing. I trust them. I trust, I mean, Will Ospreay. I hope somebody eventually puts some ring IQ in your brain. But other than that, I think it's still gonna be a banger. So
I
Yeah,
still feel
finally
like they added
something,
MJF to
something.
it.
Yeah, I think so too. Finally, something worth talking about. Yeah, I really, I think Kenny winning was cool. I like the moment. I think they do a triple threat. I heard Olin's not selling that well, so I think that's why they put it on him. I think they gotta change some stuff up. So, but it was cool. It was a really good match. I love when Kenny kicks out at one because it actually means something versus when you have it twice in one night. They do that on pay-per-views. I don't know why, but when Kenny does that shit, I feel something, and that's why he's still one of the best wrestlers in the world at his age, and that's why him winning a world title is fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm excited for All In. I think there's a lot of moving pieces that they have. I think All In is going to be really good, regardless of how many tickets they sell. I think it's going to be really good show, and the main event is going to kick ass regardless of who it is.
For sure.
Yeah, and as someone who doesn't watch AEW, I'm trying to change. I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to learn. I've been watching highlights. For one, I mean, the first thing, throw everything booking related out the window and just say for Kenny Omega to be a man who literally almost died, and to make the comeback that he's made and to be back on top. Everyone loves Kenny Omega. Everyone loves Kenny Omega. Everyone loves to see Kenny on top. So no issue there. Obviously, Kenny and Ospreay is going to be a banger. That's a foregone conclusion. My only question is, again, as someone who has sparsely kept up with AEW over the past few years and is trying to get myself in a position where I can follow it a little bit more closely, over these last few months, one question that I do have is, if MJF is looked at internally as your top guy, and if he's the most valued commodity that you have, you spend every waking moment fearing that the first opportunity he gets, WWE is going to snatch him away. Why do they keep putting MJF in these positions where he's just hot potatoing the title all the time? I don't understand the booking. I mean, and maybe someone can explain it. I'm legitimately asking because I'm not as familiar with AEW's booking it, but you would never see somebody like Roman Reigns hot potatoing a title the way that MJF does, right? So I guess. So G, if you're my student in class, I'm calling on you. I mean, you tell me.
So I feel you on that, but I think because he already had his long reign and he had his like record-breaking, like top 3 AEW story, AEW reign, because he's already had that, I don't like the way he's hot potatoing it. Like, I don't believe Darby Allin should ever squash MJF.
Agreed.
But if he would have lost a 20-minute competitive match to Darby Allin, wouldn't have tripped. You know what I mean? So I think it's more an issue of the way he's hot potatoing it. But he's already had his reign. So I feel like now he's kind of in that Cena, like, yeah, I'm going to get the title back, but I'm going to lose it.
Yeah.
And then he might have like one more like long reign, but like, for example, I don't see a world Swerve's not going to get it back eventually. Like, Samoa Joe was a 2-time AEW champion. There's no way you're not telling me a Swerve isn't going to get it again. I think Will Ospreay is winning this match. So, like, I think Will is about to have his long reign. I just think at this point, MJF, even though he can still do generational stuff, he already did something generational. He already had his run. So now he's just... he's like a catalyst, or he's like the selling point. Like, okay, we want this guy to have this next moment. MJF is going to be the guy we use. Oh, and if he wouldn't have had that first run, I feel you a lot. But he already had it. He 365, right? He had like a whole year and some change.
He had
To your point, this will be my final word on it. But to your point, maybe his aura is shatterproof, right? Based on everything he's got going for him. But I'll tell you what, something like what happened with Darby Allin, sure as shit, better not happen again.
That
can't happen again.
No, that was stupid. I mean, Cena hot potatoed the title a lot. There was a time he won the title and lost it in the same night. So MJF's that guy. He'll be fine. I don't like the Darby one. The Darby one's inexcusable. He shouldn't have been squashed. But the Kenny one's
Right.
fine. Losing to Kenny Omega in a 20-minute match.
Yeah.
man,
No, I watched
it's
that
not a
match.
big deal.
I purposely went and looked it up because I was like, if there's anything that's gonna give me the strength to, lean away from the things that I hate about AEW and really give it a chance. I knew that a Kenny MJF main event match was going to do it, and it absolutely. I mean that match was crazy. I still think as far as match of the year so far from what I've seen, because again, a lot of AEW stuff I haven't seen. Match of the year that I've seen so far is still Mask versus Mask, but
yeah, so far
that's definitely a solid number 2 for me across both companies. Solid 2.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like I said, I still think they do the triple threat at Wembley because if MJF's not going to be in it, I don't really know what he's going to be doing on the show. So I would assume they want to do the triple threat. I mean, of course, you could still run Kenny versus Ospreay 3, it'd be fine. But I think MJF adding him to the mix kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. I mean, I still think Ospreay, regardless, is winning. It's in Wembley, so eventually he's going to be AEW World Champion. I mean, it's bound to happen at some point. So I mean, the perfect place would be there for it to happen. Kenny get in the rain, I guess, was kind of just a little bit of a switch. I think AEW is trying to present themselves obviously a little bit more different than WWE, where their champions wrestle a lot more and you get more title switches on you know your TV shows opposed to like your pay-per-views and stuff like that. So it gives you a different feel of, hey, you got to watch our weekly shows because you never know what can kind of happen type stuff. They've been doing that a lot lately, which is kind of what I mentioned last week. What needs to happen more within like WWE with like Sammy winning and shit like that. Those are like factors of like you need in wrestling where it's like, you think one thing's going to happen, but then something else happens that you weren't expecting. Well, now you got to tune in next week because shit, I wasn't expecting that to happen. So now I got to see what happens the next week to follow up with that. So the move was fine though. I mean, Kenny is still able to put on very good matches. He doesn't have the same presence and aura that he once had before. And I think maybe they're trying to build that back up a little bit, to kind of get him back in that resume and that like, hey, Kenny's still one of those guys, you know what I mean? So I think the triple threat would still be the smartest move because from a business standpoint as well, if I'm AEW, I would want MJF to be in the main event of that particular show as well. So I think the triple threat is probably the move we're going to get to. We got a super chat we're going to get to real quick. Appreciate the donation in the super chat. Josh said, what was the point of Oba winning King of the Ring if you're not going to give him a championship opportunity that you advertised to get? So I can understand what he's saying. I know that WWE been at the rules. You know what I'm saying? Typically, they do that sometimes with certain things. But Oba still is going to get his title shot. It's just going to be after SummerSlam. So
and that's what he said on TV. He literally was like, the champion will be there whenever I want. I don't need it at SummerSlam. Give me Brock instead.
Yeah,
but I understand people. They've been at the rules. If you win the King of the Ring, you get a title match at SummerSlam. I know that's what everybody was expecting. But hypothetically, looking towards the future, coming off a Brock win inside Hell in a Cell and then going after the title, I think helps make Oba look stronger. But then again, we don't know when the title match is going to happen though. So knowing WWE, they could stretch it out, and do some other things, which. I understand the uncertainty of questions that people might have because it's like, okay, if he beats Brock and Hell Star, we're going to the title right after, or are they going to stretch it out further? So I understand the concerns of the aspect, but the title shot is still his though, just in case there's some confusion there.
Yeah, I think they're just going to wait. I really believe it's going to be at Mania if they can't get Dwayne, and if they can get Dwayne, then they'll push it to an even later date. Like I genuinely think the reason they gave him the King of the Ring win is because they believe in accolades and they believe in rewarding the guys that they want to see in the top. And Oba is extremely over. If you were going to have Oba lose, you needed him to lose in the Fatal 4-Way. You couldn't have him lose where he was going to get pinned. Right. So I think they literally, and mind you, like this is a hole that WWE dug themselves in. They didn't have to say World Championship match at SummerSlam when they first did this. They said World Championship match at SummerSlam. So now everyone's expecting World Championship match at SummerSlam. So I understand people being upset at the bending of the rules. And obviously, yes, in the end of the day, Oba does get the world title match at some point. But I'm just not understanding because I know how WWE is. And with marquee matches, they want them at big shows. I don't know what they're going to do with Oba between the SummerSlam beating of Brock and then eventually WrestleMania because I highly doubt they're going to give that title match anywhere before Mania. And I know what they could do. They've done it with Braun Breaker. They've done it with plenty of talent. That's 5 to 6 months span. A lot of momentum can be lost if you don't give them something to do that's worthwhile. I don't like Brock, but this match that he's going to retire Brock in the Hell in a Cell, I don't like Brock, but that's going to be a big moment. And it's not as big as retiring him at Mania, but it's still a big moment. And I'm worried that he's going to cool off just because WWE doesn't know what to do with him.
And my issue, I didn't mention this last week, but I had the same thing because I was like, I don't see a world they're going to take that title off of Roman before Mania. It reminds me of Gunther. When they said Gunther was going to retire John Cena, I literally said, you have to strap the rocket to him. Then they went on the career killer gimmick, but AJ decided to retire before Mania. So that took away. I was like, okay, if Gunther's not going to go get the world championship, all right, cool. He fights AJ at Mania, can retire AJ Styles, someone who we all are, we love and all that stuff. Cool. But you can't do something for Gunther. My logic was you can't have him be the guy who taps out John Cena in his final match and not strap the rocket to him. Everybody assumed we were going to get Brock, but they fed Brock to Oba. Same thing with Oba. You can't feed Oba somebody like Brock. And WrestleMania, we thought he retired him, but now we assume SummerSlam is where it's actually going to be retired. You can't feed him somebody like that and not strap the rocket to him. Only problem is, it's not CM Punk holding the world title going into Mania. It's Roman Reigns. How confident are we that Roman Reigns is going to drop that title before WrestleMania?
I don't think so.
It's hard to see. I mean, it's hard to see. So, I
think the easy answer for how you keep the momentum with Oba, if you are going to wait until Mania or later, is to do the Gunther path and give him the IC title and just have him start running through guys.
I would actually have him dismantle the bloodline. Like, I would have Oba just dismantle the bloodline for the next, 6 months, one by one. Obviously, Jay and Jimmy, it's not that big of a deal. But, I think that's the only way that you could slowly build up that path to Roman. Give him the gimmick that they were supposedly going to give Drew of the bloodline, whatever it was called. I would just have him go there, and then you build up to the moment where Oba faces Fatu, Oba beats Fatu, and then you can go to Oba Roman. I think they dug themselves a hole because of their desperateness to have big matches at big PLEs and not giving Oba the world championship match at SummerSlam. So, that's just what I would think.
I've said before on the show that WWE's biggest drawback has always been, even especially since Triple H took over, is their tendency to back themselves into a corner because they constantly want to have their cake and eat it too. And then they end up in scenarios like with Cody and Roman a few years ago where it's like, oh shit, what do we do now? And then they just sort of panic. And now, to their credit, eventually they do seem to have a good habit of recovering and being able to find the right resolution. But they wanted to run back the bloodline because their ratings were crashing. Yep. They wanted Oba to win King of the Ring, and they wanted Oba and Brock. So now you have these three things that they don't mesh, they don't run together. It feels like you can't have all of those things at once.
Yeah.
And the only way they could have their cake and eat it too with the King of the Ring is the way that they did it. Now, and I told Malik brought this up last week, and I completely agreed with him that if there's anyone in the company that I wholeheartedly believe can and will run back through everyone in the company to get back to Roman Reigns, I think it's Oba, because he's already proven that he can do it. So why wouldn't he be confident that he can do it again? And I think it provides a lot of narrative harmony for Oba to display confidence in everything he does, from his entrance to his promos to his matches, but then also in character be able to tell Adam Pearce, you want me to run back through everyone in the company? I will, but I'm going to go take care of Brock first. So I don't have any lack of confidence that Oba's going to find his way to that world title match. I think there are ways and means you can keep his momentum going until whenever that's going to happen. I think the biggest roadblock in the way now is, and again, me and Malik were telling G this last week, everything they do from now until Mania, they are booking around that Saudi Mania. Whatever the Saudi Arabian Sports Authority wants to happen at that Mania is going to happen. And so from now until then, they have to book around that. Find ways to keep us happy and enthralled while still making sure they are gearing towards whatever they're planning to do at this Mania. So it'll be interesting because, again, I don't think any of us really know, aside from if The Rock wants to be there, he's going to be there. I think that's the only thing we're all sure of. Outside of that, it's unknown right now.
Yeah.
G, I need you to pull up your screen like a list, like a format or something.
Like a table or just
Like what Microsoft? That was called Microsoft.
like
Excel.
Word or Excel?
Yeah, something like the thing you did with the draft. Like pull that up, like whatever you were down with the draft on.
Mm.
Truth, before we can, let me ask you, since you're the guest, who are some people that you like watching right now in wrestling? Some of your favorites.
So I recently just started getting into AEW a lot more, and I can't lie, Ospreay just catches my eye. I've watched him before, I've seen highlights, I've seen matches, but like
Right.
to actually sit here and watch him weekly, he's been extremely fun. And I mean, it's just a breath of fresh air, you know, like you don't often see the top 10. I mean, when you watch WWE, dude, like we could count on our hands the last time in the last 5 years how many times Roman Reigns has wrestled on regular television. Guys like, you know, Ospreay wrestles so frequently, it's awesome to see. But I don't know, it's interesting because I'm loving Oba. Oba's, you know, I know he could do more because we've seen him do more. WWE just doesn't want him to do more right now. Javon's been a lot of fun. I see high hopes for him, and I think as much as people want to be pessimistic about Javon, I think WWE does know what they have in him. Carmelo's been awesome. I love seeing what Chelsea Green is doing. There's a lot of good stuff amongst the product right now. I think there's just some booking decisions, some stuff that's kind of putting them in a tougher spot, and this constant forcing of a later date. Like we have this plan. I take the Rhea thing, right? Like Rhea hasn't been on TV. Why haven't they taken the title off her? Because they want to do Rhea and Charlotte, and maybe even Jade. They want to do Rhea and Charlotte, and they're not going to give up until they get that. Liv has not defended her title because they want to do Liv and Stephanie. They have to wait until that moment's there. They don't want anything filler in the middle. They don't want anything to build up in the middle because the moment that person is ready, that's what they want to get to. Doesn't mean I don't like watching, you know, Liv wrestle when she does. It's just I think the booking decisions by WWE is making it really hard to watch a lot of the superstars because you know there's nothing consequential there. There's nothing important there. But yeah, those are the ones that I'm kind of like really into right now when it comes to it. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more that I'm going to be excited more towards Mania time, but right now, yeah, those are the bulk.
How do you want me to set this up?
Just set it up like it's a top 5 thing. So just put.
So everybody's gonna put a top 5.
Yeah, I'll explain it when you put it. You can just pull it up regularly if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, Noah. We were talking about that too. Unfortunately, the move to Netflix has not been nearly as gratifying as I think we all thought it was going to be.
You already share your screen?
I think we had high
I
expectations
don't know
that have
if it's
been
set up
severely
yet.
let down since they moved
I see
over.
it. I see it. Yeah, that works. That's fine.
Oh, nice.
I mean, obviously it's not a draft. This is just an old template, but
If you want to set it up, I was thinking like just set it up like where it's just like a white screen, like a white background, like it's just all white.
oh, so not this. All right, let me stop.
yeah,
sharing
you
my
know what I mean? Like it's just a white background. I'll let you fix it real quick.
All right, cool.
Let's see. Did we get to that super chat? Oh yeah, I did read that one. Super chat. I didn't get to read it ever since the first one on Netflix. Oh yeah, that was like the downfall. Really, honestly.
Yeah.
That's when things
You
changed.
will. Chelsea is definitely the right call for Money in the Bank this year. I can't think of anyone else that would be a better choice than Chelsea at this point. The fear is always that they are going to put it on somebody that doesn't need it because they have a tendency to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anyone that needs it more than Chelsea at this point.
You know what would you? And speaking of things that don't need it, I'm about to contradict you, Jay. You know what would have been low key if this was the route we were going to go for SummerSlam? You know what I'd much rather them do? Instead of putting Oba in here just for him to not get the title, CM Punk should have just won the whole thing. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
CM Punk should have just won the whole thing if this was the route we was going to go.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with
Not
that.
necessarily, I guess. I guess it's, if you look at it from that perspective, yeah, sure. So what we're gonna be doing today for a little bit, just something different and fun. In case you guys haven't seen the title of the episode, this is just going to be a random top 5 debate that we're going to have. So I got a bunch of different categories here that we're going to have top 5 on. How I'm thinking we break it down is that everybody individually can name their own top 5 as you will write them down, and then if you guys want to do it for fun, we can all put it into one list and see if we can come to an agreement. That makes it a little bit more challenging and harder. See if we can come up with stuff. So I can either tell you guys the categories I have one by one, and he can write them down, or we can just go through it one by one, and you guys just be in the unknown.
I say we just go off the cuff. Let's just go one by one.
All right. First one is top 5 AEW superstars of all time.
Oh wow.
So what we'll do is everybody will do their own individual list off the top of their head. I said superstars, bro. We'll do everybody individually, and then we'll see after we all come up with our own list. We'll see if we all can make a list combined together.
Dude, you better change that shit. Change that bullshit.
Oh,
They ain't superstars. They fucking wrestlers, bro.
I was waiting.
I was just
knew Nate
repeating-
was gonna
I
say
am-
something.
I was just repeating what Malik said. My bad. I was doing what I was
Yeah, don't
told.
disrespect AEW like that, Malik.
If
man.
Malik
They
jumped off a
wrestlers,
bridge,
man.
would you do it? G, change that shit.
My bad.
Put wrestlers.
Yeah, you're such a
Wrestlers.
dad. You're such a dad, dude. You're such a dad. Oh my god.
10
Wrestlers.
10 years strong and growing, my friend. 10 years strong.
So these will be, and this is all time too. Like just so everybody, all time.
I mean, they've only been active since 2019. So, or
Your
2017.
list.
7 years.
Well, I'm saying that because your list can include women, and say whatever you want to, so whatever you want to put in
Oh
there.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
this is an all time list, so it doesn't have to just be exclusive to just the men. But and then we'll see if we can make an agreement of a list. When we do the combined lists, we can decide if you guys want to do it in order or how you guys want to do it. If you want to throw people in there, so however you want to put the combined list. Now your list will just be strictly how your list is. So if you want to put your own personal list in order, it could be in order. If you just want to put people there together, you can put it there together. So however you want to do it. But I'll go. I guess you want me to go first. Since you got my name at the top.
Yeah, I was just putting it in order that I saw.
Okay. So I'm not gonna put mine in order. I'll wait till we do the combined list. So I'll put just random names on here, but no particular order. So I'll put Moxley. I will put MJF.
Mox and JF.
Yep. I'm gonna throw Hangman in there. I would put, because I got 2 picks here, so I'm trying to narrow down to what I want to do. I'll still put Kenny in there because he did have a crazy run for a little bit before his injury and stuff, or his diagnosis. And then my last spot, I might be a little bit different. I do like these 4 right here. I'm stuck between 2 people. I like Tony Storm. Danielson he did a lot of good stuff. I'm gonna say Tony Storm for me. I'm gonna put her in there. That'll be mine.
All right. You want me to go next?
Yep.
So I basically have the same list. I'm also going to do no order. The only thing I had different here, and once again, like I haven't watched AEW anywhere near as much as I probably should have. But in my limited time that I've watched, the only swap I had here was instead of Hangman, I had the Bucks. Just I don't know if we can count them because they're kind of a package deal at this point.
Right.
So I just had the Bucks instead. I was debating through a few. I know obviously Jericho was there in the beginning, Danielson, Hangman. I kind of just went with this and in no order, this was what I had. If I had to, I feel like I'd put Mox first because the workhorse that he is. But yeah, this is my group right now.
Jade.
So you can go ahead and copy and paste G for the most part. I do have one change, and it's
Okay.
that third slot that's given us so much trouble. You could go, I could go with Hangman. I could go with the Bucks, but I think there's a guy that hasn't been there as long as the other guys that I think maybe more than almost anyone else except for Mox and MJF, epitomizes what AEW was envisioned as from the start, and that's Swerve. I would already put Swerve in the top 5 because when I think about AEW, what their fan base wants, what it was created as, what the vision was for it in the beginning, Swerve, again, more than anyone besides Mox and MJF, stands out as like that is a fucking AEW guy. Like so, his matches have been great, his characters have been great, his promos have been. I mean, and maybe I'm just trying to give him extra credit because of what WWE wanted to do with him and what he went on to make for himself in AEW. But man, he flies that AEW banner loud and proud over his head every time he goes out there. So yeah, I'd throw Swerve in there.
Me for the most part, I mean it's the same list, but we are gonna change that. For me, it's gonna be the 4th slot instead of Kenny. I'm gonna put Danielson, just to be different. Everyone has the freaking same list. I'll stand out and be different. I mean, there's a list of like 10 people you could put and it not be wrong. So
Right.
Actually, Nate, I'm actually gonna do the exact same thing as you. Not list wise, but just to be different. So I'm actually glad that most people put Toni Storm. I think she deserves it. Kenny, obviously, we know that wrong. Hangman as well. MJF, no need to be said. I'm actually gonna take Mox off of this.
What?
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be different. I'm actually gonna take Mox off of this. And when you hear why, you'll just kind of move on and understand. I'm gonna take Mox off of
bro,
this.
gonna put Britt Baker on there, bro. Oh my god.
Hell no. Especially not that. I'm not gonna lie. She a COVID merchant too. If we keep it in the mud.
There's one person I won't argue with. Let's see if it's the person you choose.
You'll probably try
Darby?
to argue with me, but I feel like you'll probably just let it go.
You're gonna put Darby on there. I respect it.
Hell no. Hey, with me, this is my list, guys. This is my
He's gonna
list.
put some mojo, bro.
Hikaru Shida.
Ah, God, he is gonna put Samoa Joe. Gee, baby, you son. That is not.
That's why I said you just gonna let it go.
Not even
I don't know
top
why
NXT,
I didn't
bro.
know he was gonna do that.
He's not even top 5.
This ain't
NXT.
NXT, bro.
He's not even top 5 NXT, man.
Yeah, he's not even top 5 in NXT. So
Come on, bro.
That's
Come
a different
on.
discussion for a different day.
He's not. He's not.
That's a different discussion for a different day.
We could have that conversation right now. Not.
might be top 10 in NXT, but top 5, not top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
He's top,
Crazy.
top,
five's
top
crazy.
10 for sure. Top
Top
5.
10 for sure.
Especially if we
yeah,
counting the women too.
Top 5, no.
No.
Yeah, I'm just being different
Ew.
because everybody
Don't
had
say that name.
everybody had the same list, so I'm just being
All
different.
right, well,
Don't
You're
say
being
that name,
different.
Rob.
You're being the same you ever were. That's the
Jack
problem.
Perry is crazy. All right, well, let's click down. Let's make a list together. So let's make
All
a
right, cool,
combined
cool.
list. I can tell you Samoa Joe ain't making that, bro.
Yeah, of course.
I think we could all agree Mox is in that, right? Like, I think we could all-
Yeah. See,
Come to the-
like I said, I was just trying to be different. I know good and well. What's it called?
Might put Darby Allin over Samoa Joe. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's a good cook. I'm not gonna lie.
That's crazy. Are we putting this in order?
It's up to y'all. What do you want to do? You want to make it harder? Or?
I mean,
I'm down to put it in order.
we can try. I mean, we can try.
I bet.
All right. Who does everybody feel should be number one?
Mox is number 1.
I think Mox is number 1.
Over MJF?
Yeah,
I
I'd still put Mox number 1.
No, I don't think y'all are doing this intentionally, but I feel like that's like oh, you worked so hard, here you go. I don't think Mox should be over MJF.
No, I just
But it
think
kind
I-
of shook
That's
the
fine.
landscape when he came.
yeah.
I feel like MJF has
I-
surpassed that at this point.
Pause. Y'all hear that? What the fuck?
No. Okay.
What?
The reason I would put MJF number 1, Mox did change the landscape as far as he was like the first guy they brought in that was besides Jericho, but like once they started doing the free agency stuff, and the first person to make the jump from WWE to AEW was Mox, where it was, people knew like, oh, we know who that guy is type stuff. But MJF would be one for me because he got better quality than everybody. He got the best stories, the best matches, the best title reign,
Best character.
the best character. He's like the best. He's the best superstar they've created from top to bottom.
I won't fight MJF at one.
Yeah, no, and if Nate agrees with it, then I won't fight it either. So I'll
MJF is my vote. That's my vote.
I'll
I'm
step
fine
back.
with that.
Okay, I'll step
I
back.
would probably go Mox 2 at least, though.
Mox
Mox
can't
would
go
be-
lower
Yes,
than 2.
yes,
Mox can't
yes,
go lower than 2.
yes.
Mox would be 2. Mox would be 2. I agree.
Agreed.
all right.
Agreed.
Then I'm
Agreed.
good. I'm okay.
So I'm not gonna argue because everybody already put majority, but we wouldn't take Kenny over Mox.
No,
Why not?
Kenny he hasn't done enough. Like he's done a lot, but
Yeah.
his prime was New Japan.
I just
So-
fought
And
Mox.
after
No,
that,
but we just talked about in AEW. I'm not comparing him to what he was.
No,
yeah,
but
after that first world title reign, that was
It went. Yeah, we saw.
the first 3
Yeah.
years of AEW, or am I dragging it? Maybe 2.5, 2 years.
I think
He was
Kenny-
good.
I think Kenny 3 is fine.
Yeah, Mox has still done more stuff after.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not tripping too much, but I might.
Kenny, y'all put Kenny 3.
I'm fine with Kenny 3.
I think just based on numbers, I mean, how many of us voted for him versus the other guys? I mean,
Honestly, I gotta
you
throw it
could-
to
you
Nate.
could-
I don't
man.
know,
gotta
man.
let
I
Nate
mean,
talk.
you could argue Hangman at the.
I was about to say Hangman, bro. Hangman
That's the
up there,
greatest
bro.
baby face that they've ever created. So
The only thing that
He-
holds back, the only thing I can understand if you want to put Kenny up there, the only thing that holds Hangman back is he never had the Kenny world title reign. Like he never had that world title reign. But
I
You
He's
look
had
at-
great chases, but
if you look
This
at the
is-
stories and matches, though, bro,
this is where I feel like we need to be consistent because how many? Let's just look at the votes we just made.
Okay.
How many of us voted for Tony Storm?
That's
I
true.
did.
Every single one of us. So
Yeah.
I think we have to be consistent and at least consider Tony number 3 at this point.
only
Because-
reason why I probably wouldn't put her up that high is because yes, everybody did vote for Tony Storm, but realistically, even though we didn't put it in order, a lot of us had her at 4 or 5. So
Yeah.
it's like she's getting a bunch of 5th place and 4th place votes. So she deserves to be in the convo.
Fifth place
But
vote
she's
better
not-
than no vote.
is her quality?
But
better-
Hangman,
is her quality
her
better than Kenny's?
quality, because you have to think about what she did before she was timeless.
Yeah.
You have to think about that, and it really wasn't all that great. Especially she was riding with Paige and Ruby.
Ruby,
Yeah, that
yeah.
shit
Oh, I
was
forgot
ass.
she
That
was
shit was ass.
paid,
yeah,
That
she
shit
wasn't.
was ass.
She wasn't.
The
She wasn't
Outcast.
I'm
That shit was
Paige,
ass.
that's
So she's 5. She's 5 respectfully because of that.
Okay, what about is Hangman's quality better than Kenny's?
It's just I feel like
Careful.
feel
Okay,
like-
here we
I
go.
feel like they're neck and neck. But if I
Okay,
if,
so
if I remember correctly-
this is the Roman versus Seth debate. The
Yeah.
peak versus consistency. So
Yeah.
that's what
Yep.
it is.
I think Kenny's had the higher peak for sure. He had the higher peak. And then he was still getting off some crazy quality too before that stuff, like the story with Hangman in
So,
the beginning
yeah.
stages and stuff.
D-
Like,
depends
I'm
on what
fine
we're
with throwing
valuing
either
more.
anywhere.
I'll put Kenny at 3. I'm cool with
I
that.
can't have an aggressive debate on stuff that
I mean,
just
Sweeper Kenny might be the most dominant run anyone has had,
Yeah.
right? I mean, is there anyone who's had a more dominant run than Sweeper
Yeah, like
Kenny?
3 belts at once, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
3
mean-
belts at once. I mean, it's
4 actually.
I don't really care, honestly. Like it's either or.
Yeah, well, I mean,
What
we're
is it?
splitting
How much
hairs.
one-
No,
how
no
much
one.
one?
Yeah.
All right,
Hangman got to
Okay.
be 4 though. Hangman got to be 4.
Yeah,
Hangman
Yes.
4, and then Tony 5.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm fine
think the
with that.
reason why Tony even makes this list is because it's kind of like the same thing. Her peak as timeless and everything she's done
Yes.
as timeless. Like
Well, no,
even though we voted for guys like Swerve and Bryan Danielson, that
Well, just
I
to
feel like
speak for
timeless was,
myself,
like,
G.
groundbreaking.
Just to speak for myself, real quick. When I made my votes, it really everyone was really the same thing I said for Swerve because AEW has such a specific identity, and I think Tony Storm is right up there with Swerve and Mox and MJF for okay, that's AEW. That's the reason we do this. So I'm okay with this order. I'm not gonna argue it, but I put Tony on my list for the same reasons as everyone else.
I was about to say
Sting-
I want to address the chat. Sting and Jericho.
Sting is not
Like,
sniffing
oh
10.
my
He's not even
gosh.
sniffing top 10. Okay,
You want to put Jericho top 10?
No,
Jericho's fine. Jericho top 10.
Maybe
Jericho
at
is
10.
10.
Oh, you talking about
Maybe at
Sting?
10.
Yeah, Sting. He's
Jer-
not
Jer-
sniffing
for
10.
me-
They gonna say he's undefeated though. That's what they.
Jericho to me was like, all right, cool. What you did at the start of the company, that was
Yeah.
great. It was a good way. I think that was the right decision because we needed a familiar face to
Right.
make
Yeah.
people want to tune in. But after that, bro, like
Yeah, the
your
learning
MJF
tree.
feud was cool, but like the learning
MJF was
tree,
really good. That was really good, bro.
Yeah.
the what?
The MJF was really good.
Yeah, it was. But
very
it was
good.
like after that, and then it was like, Sammy, are you with me? Are you not with me?
Yeah.
That whole story was
Like the learning
trash.
tree, bro.
No, bro.
The learning
No, bro. And then he was doing that whole "we're superstars,"
Oh, yeah.
trying to make fun. Like that was
Yeah.
just.
All right.
The learning tree is why I don't put Jericho in the top 5. I hated the learning
Yeah.
tree.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just.
shit
I was.
was
I was
ass.
just. I was just trolling. I was just trolling.
Shit was
All right,
ass.
next one, we got some WWE and AEW stuff we're gonna mix in here. So this one is also just your personal preference things. This is how this next one is just basically strictly off of your criteria. Top 5 superstars that should be the future for WWE. So people that are young and upcoming that you're looking at, and it's like these 5 have to be established somehow for the future in some way. These got to be the 5 that you have to utilize, for high stakes for the future.
I feel like everybody should have Seth on here because he's the future of the industry. He's been saying that for a decade. been saying that for a decade.
Kyle Fletcher got to get a world title first, though. He got to get a world title first.
Yeah.
Facts.
Kyle Fletcher's on the way, but
He on the way.
Yeah.
You got to get a world title first.
Speaking of, while we're doing our list, is everybody a fan of Takeshita as a babyface?
No, not a baby face, but
I like
He's cool. He's a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah,
I
fantastic. I'm just like-
and from the moment I saw him, I just fell in love with his wrestling. So like, I have no experience with him as a heel, but I just like what I've seen so far.
Nah, I remember when he first came, he was a babyface and he was just hooping, and then he became a heel, and I was like, yeah, this is.
all right. So you got the future. Like I said, this is just your criteria. This is how you're looking at it from whatever your personal view is of how you want to break it down.
I got it.
I feel like the first 3 everybody's gonna say this.
I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of tough though, because there's a lot of people I'm looking
There's
at.
a lot.
Honestly,
There's a lot.
5 is
There's-
not a lot of.
Yeah, there's
numbers.
5. That's what makes it
You know,
hard.
I'm gonna just. I know what
No,
everyone's
go with your
gonna
gut,
go
Nate. Go with your
No.
gut, Nate.
I know what everybody's gonna say, so I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be real different, actually.
I'm gonna be different too. I'm gonna make my list a little bit different. I ain't gonna lie. Well, there's 3 that are unanimous for me. I can't change that, but
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like most everybody's gonna have the same 3, but there's 2 that I'm.
all right. So am I going first again?
Yeah.
So my first 3 are pretty easy. You gotta have Oba. You gotta have Braun. I still feel in there, and I would say Kendall Gray.
Easy.
Those would be my unanimous 3. And then next, I'm not gonna let it be different. I'm putting Logan in there, bro. I'm putting Logan in there.
All right.
Put Logan in there.
All right.
We talking
Malik
future?
just woke up and said, "You know what time it is? It's nasty time." That's what.
Hey, we talking future?
Hey, my Samoa Joe pick don't feel that bad. Right
Listen, we talking future. We talking business wise too. I gotta put Logan in there.
You gotta stay healthy first. Legitimately, that's my big concern with Logan.
He been hurt one time, bro,
Twice. He had the one against Roman, and then now the big one now.
and he was back before that wasn't even a real
Okay,
injury.
but getting injured is still getting injured, Malik. So I mean,
we're not gonna act like injury prone. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
I might act like it if he gets hurt
He's,
again. I'm not saying he is
annoying.
now,
He's
but-
annoying prone.
He ain't Seth Rollins, bro.
He's prone to annoy me.
All right,
He's prone to annoy me.
Get hurt one time doesn't make you injury prone.
twice.
Good.
That last spot.
I can give y'all TKO's top 5 if y'all want.
Don't.
TKO gonna say Roman.
Roman, Cody,
Cody.
CM Punk,
Punk.
Brock.
Punk, Seth.
Brock
Brock.
Lesnar.
Look, I know a lot
Seth
of people
Rollins.
don't put Logan in there because they don't like Logan. So I understand why people won't put Logan in there. But
No, I love Logan as a wrestler. I'm just making it clear that my reason for not putting him in there is because I don't know if I can depend on him yet.
yeah, I don't think that's a
He just annoys me.
I don't think that's an issue. I think he's
Yeah,
fine. He's an
yeah.
athlete.
He's at one.
I don't have to agree. I just that's what I'm seeing with my eyes. So I mean, hopefully I'm not hoping he gets hurt
This
again.
last spot though, because like I said, we got a lot of people in NXT.
Ooh. I just
Yeah,
thought of
we have some people in NXT.
There's a lot of people in
NXT.
NXT.
Oh my god, NXT got a lot
why'd you hand
of
it
great
to me?
talent.
They do. Nate, I'm telling you, man. I'm trying my best, bro.
You don't get it, bro.
I'm gonna say-
I
You don't get it,
don't.
bro.
I don't get it. I'm trying though.
My
Nate.
my
I'm
last
trying.
spot, I'm gonna say for my last spot.
Roman Reigns, man. Just say it.
Yeah,
Jey Uso.
I'm
Go ahead
gonna
and say
say
LA
Javon.
Knight.
I'm gonna say Javon.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put Javon in
that's,
my last spot.
that's very fair.
I'm gonna put Javon in my last spot. I like it. He gives The reason I'm putting him in there is because I think there's nobody like him in the company right now. He gives off a different presence that
Nigga,
nobody else has
what?
in the
Yeah.
company.
that boy needs some media training.
You need people like that. So
He goes.
So I'm not gonna lie, like it's as many different people as you could pick. It's also very difficult to avoid the Oba and Braun. Like I think
Yes.
majority of people are gonna pick Oba and Braun. So I guess I'll try to avoid using them. So I'm trying to keep it to like obviously future is a tough thing with WWE. I'll try to keep it to like 32 and under. So in no order, I'm gonna go Blake Monroe.
Nice.
I'll
Could be a good pick.
go
Very good
Javon
pick.
because I refuse to not put Javon in my list. He's like my literal favorite to watch right now. I'll put Javon. I'll go Roxanne Perez.
Oh, good pick, bro. Good.
Dude, it's
pick.
crazy because
Good
like
pick. Good
you
pick.
could put Rhea. You could put Rhea. She's 29.
She's so young.
Like you could put Rhea. I'm gonna not put her just because it's too
I was
easy.
gonna say she's already the
she
I'll
already
put-
done everything. So
I'll try to pick somebody else that I have high hopes for. Mello.
Yes, he should.
You
Yes.
can dream.
And dude, I am the biggest Kendall Gray fan you could find.
Yeah.
So I'm
I'm
putting
so
her on
happy.
the list and I'm not changing it. She
I love
followed
y'all.
me. She followed me. That was an awesome moment.
Oh, I'm jealous.
It's all right. I don't have access to that account anymore, so it never happened. But yeah,
get a screenshot of that, bro, for the proof.
I know I have it somewhere. But anyways, I think there's so many like, and
Murray's not
granted,
a bad pick.
the women's division when it comes to the future is always going to be, in my opinion, easier to book than the men's division because the men have a lot of legends in quotes that they're extremely difficult to let go of. Roman, Punk, Brock, Seth.
Even
all-
Cody at this point.
Cody,
Like,
same
he's
thing.
up
Like
there.
all these older guys, even Gunther, like a lot of them are old and they're taking up that main roster spot, which allows the men's mid card to be filled with all these young guys like Trick, another guy you could throw on this list. But the women's division, they don't have that legacy tax that you need to pay in order to be at the top because they didn't care about women's wrestling for years. So I feel like it's a lot easier. And they also take more risks with the women's division, which I don't want to say, but it kind of feels like they just don't care as much sometimes. They're willing to let people like Stephanie Vaquer win the women's world title, Jade Cargill win the women's world title. Like they're willing to risk things and try things, whereas I just don't see it with the men's division. So it's a lot easier to pick women's superstars that I could see as the top because I genuinely can actually see these. I could see Kendall Gray winning a women's world championship within the next year. Like I can actually see it happening on the main roster.
Oof.
Yeah.
I don't know what main roster you watching. It should be that way, but oof.
He said Finn
I
Balor.
know what main roster I'm watching. Oof.
I think they'll fall in love with
I mean, I hope.
Sean and Hunter
Oh.
love each other, bro. You can't imagine that Shawn Michaels doesn't have late night talks with Triple H about it.
You
I
say
think-
that truth.
No, I think TKO actually will see the value in her.
I think
because
so.
she's got
I
I think
I
she's
was
got
about to
crossover
say.
appeal.
I feel you, true, but like I'm pretty sure they're having a conversation. You think Shawn Michaels and Triple H was like, "Hey, yo, you remember when Pat McAfee had that match with Adam Cole? Put him in the main event."
But I
You
think
know what I
that's
mean?
because-
Like-
I think that's because TKO gets involved with the men's main event. They don't care about the mid cards. With the women's main event, they want Rhea involved, they want Liv involved, but they don't like force different things to happen. I think the men's main event is TKO ran. I think they want certain superstars at the top because those are the revenue movers, and that's what they care about. They have an exit plan. They're going to get out of here in like 5 years, TKO. They're trying to make as much money as they can in that next 5 year span, and then they're not going to give a shit anymore. I think when it comes to the men's main event, TKO is heavily involved, but I do think when it comes to like the mid cards and stuff, and even some of the women's events, I don't think TKO has this overwhelming presence where they're like, I mean, because like what women's celebrities have we seen involved so far? You know,
Right.
like they're not forcing that, but we got Pat McAfee, we got Lil, even though Lil Yachty's a little different because he actually likes it, but like we're getting a lot in the men's main event because that's where they view revenue. That's where TKO sees revenue. They see Roman Reigns, they see Cody Rhodes, they see CM Punk. That's where they see revenue, so that's where they're going to stick their head. The Rock ain't coming back to fight Trick Williams. He's coming back to fight Roman Reigns.
And that's why Triple H can't continue to be a spineless jellyfish with TKO, because at some point he starts to mortgage their future. But that's
Well, you heard Paul Heyman.
Triple
Triple H likes to please as many masters as possible.
Yeah.
He can jerk off multiple dicks at once. So
Everyone that talks about
When
Triple
Paul
H
Heyman say
says that exact line. They say he knows how to please all the interested parties. It's so obvious that he has a lot of people to answer to, and that's not me giving him like a slack, because you could still book a good product and half the time he doesn't. But it is very obvious that Triple H is the guy they picked because he will listen.
he's a good ass kisser.
And
He knows how to kiss ass.
and
Did it with Vince McMahon for so many years.
married the boss's daughter. Like,
I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
true.
Who's next?
Go ahead, Jade.
Yeah, so mine is pretty easy. I don't really have to think about it that hard. So I do have Oba. I do have Braun. I do have Roxanne Perez over Kendall Gray, just based on the fact that she's just more proven so far. And then at the end, I have Trick and Dom. So that's my 5, and I don't really have to think about it that hard.
Solid.
I like it. I like the
All
Dom.
right. Yeah, the Dom one's a good call. Good call. All right, mine is actually going to look pretty different than everybody else's. First name I have JC Jane. I think she is the perfect heel. I think her heel work is incredible. I don't ever see her ever being a baby face. I think she could be the best heel that they have. She's just a natural heel. Next, I have Dirty Dom. I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, they did cool him down after WrestleMania last year, but there is they can pick it back up again. He's still young.
He's so hot in Mexico too.
Yeah, very hot. Next one is unique. It's a layup. I don't understand how they have not used her to her full potential. Jordan Grace. What the fuck?
What do you mean
Yeah.
use
What
her
the
to her
fuck?
full potential? How about used her? Like,
Yeah, use her. What
Yeah.
the fuck? She should be at least the Women's United States champion by now. I thought that was an easy layup.
She wasn't even using NXT like that either, which is crazy.
She really wasn't.
she just never was the title holder, but she had I liked her Blake Monroe feud. I thought
she
it
had
was
some
really
good
cool.
stuff, but like she never even snipped the title in NXT either, which was like
Yeah.
She never did. Which
they
I think is
called
just
her
a
up.
given. You see her look, you see like she's an obvious could be the face of the women's division very easily. She's a fantastic wrestler, but I don't know, people are blind. Next up, Tristan Angels. I think again, perfect heel. The perfect heel. I like, oh my god. He's so
That's that pretty
so
boy, right?
young. Yeah, so young. He's a pretty boy, but he's also like a pretty boy he can fight. Like, how is that not the perfect heel gimmick? Like, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna steal your girl. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's so perfect. And then lastly, I have Kendall Gray. I mean, we've already said it. I mean, just all around the perfect wrestler. I mean, there's really at her age, at her experience, there's really not a lot of flaws in her game when it comes to the in-ring work. So
And it feels like it genuinely, her promos feel like very emotional. And I actually they feel honest. They feel like they come from the heart. And with a baby face, that's really the only
That's hard.
way to, but that's also the only way to get over. You got to
Yeah.
feel like what you're saying is real. As a heel, it's easy. You
Mhm.
just shit on the
Yeah.
crowd and
Mhm.
move on. As a baby face, you got to feel real and you got to feel like people understand you. And I'm sure when she gets to the main roster, there's going to be heavier challenges, but like, I have nothing but confidence that she will thrive on the main roster.
yeah.
Hey, real quick, Nate, you know what's funny when you say, how can they be missing on Jordan Grace? What's crazy is that WWE at some level sees it too, because when they wrote their story for like the what is it? In the video game where Jordan Grace was the champion you had to overcome. They put Jordan Grace in that position where they could have done it. So they literally wrote her as the dominant champion that everyone has to overcome in a storyline in a video game. So at some level they see it, and it's crazy that they haven't seen it in real life. It's nuts to me.
No, that's not that. Well,
I mean, they
ChatGPT had nothing to do with the 2K.
I was about
Yeah,
to say
I guess
they.
so, but
I was about to say they
but-
also made Samoa Joe in Overcoming Champion.
yeah.
And he had one arm.
Yes,
Hey,
Samoa
y'all remember he
Joe.
had one arm? 2K20 had one arm, bro. I don't
He
know.
had one arm?
Bro, how did we get?
Yeah, when
Yes,
2K20 was so bad, bro.
I never
Nigga,
played story mode. I never
Was
played
that the
That's
one
the
with
only thing I
Zombie
played.
Triple
That's-
H? Or was
Oh
that
my
earlier?
God.
That was
Ooh, I
zombie.
think that might
They
have
had
been
the
early.
zombies in there.
No, they
Still,
had him
but,
in 2020. Oh my god, that.
Oh,
but I never
storyline was so
played
bad.
2K20 story mode, so I never played the story.
Nah,
mode.
that game was
Bro.
solid.
It's like a drug.
He had one
Yeah.
arm.
You-
What?
Yes, in the main event, you fought Samoa Joe and someone else in a mixed tag team match. Samoa Joe had one arm. I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh my
It was
god.
so bad.
This
I never
freaking
knew that.
company.
All right, so for me,
Oh
I
my
went different
God.
as well, as far as the future, but I'm doing nothing but women superstars because as much as I think there's talent down there in NXT in the men's side, Oba, Braun, and Javon and Trick as well are already the 4 guys on the main roster that I think are gonna get
Yeah.
that thing. So I don't need to talk about that. So first up, obviously, I'm gonna just get her out the way. I'm gonna go Kendall Gray. Amazing. Second, Jada Parker. She to me is literally giving me Bianca Belair vibes. Like I don't think she's gonna win the title, and I think she's gonna win the title not too long after she gets up to the main roster. But that's what I feel. Maybe not as like gifted in ring, but I think she has the same presence. Also, I'm gonna get this out the way. Zarya. I have been on record saying I don't think Zarya should lose another match. I think she should do the Keith Lee route, destroy the whole North American title scene, and then win the main one and relinquish the other one. Zarya should not lose another match. Even though she just got there, obviously Sol Ruka. I think Sol Ruka and Zarya can be a Roman Reigns Seth level feud for the next decade.
Go ahead, put Mason Rook on there, bro.
I'm not putting that softball coach on here, bro. I'm sorry. And then finally, this is a little bit of a different one, but I really think Ren Sinclair can be.
Ooh.
I really
I
think
like
Ren
that.
Sinclair has because I remember her obviously in the early days of like the QCC, and I was like, I don't know, but she's grown on me a lot. I think she's gotten much better. I think Ren Sinclair can be a really good player like that you wouldn't expect, and she's came a long way from when she started. I didn't want to do the obvious. I didn't want to do the obvious one. Who's I always forget her name. Who's the other one in Fatal Attraction? Laney?
Fallon Henley.
Fallon.
Not Fallon. I know Fallon. The
Laney
other-
Reed?
Yeah, Laney Reed. I
Reed.
think also.
she's,
I think
she's
Laney
a-
Reed can also
That's
be
okay.
like.
She cool.
She's just in this group right now, but I think Laney can
Oh,
be
she's
like.
super young.
Yeah, she can run her own group. Like she's the one who I'm expecting to like eventually turn or be on
That's
her
good.
own and
That's
all
good.
that. So I just wanted to give
No,
a
she's
shout out
really
to that. But Ren Sinclair, I think she especially like that little finish she do or like that little flip over submission. I don't know what it is, man. She just I think she's
Right,
low-key
right.
over.
All right, Larry, let's do the combined list, and then we'll move on to the next one. Are we putting this in order again, or?
No,
I
this
think
one's
we
kind of hard to put. in
I
order.
think there's too many people. I think go for
Yeah.
just try to get your top 5. I think Oba, Braun, like
Yeah, for sure.
I think
Oba
so.
Braun for sure.
It might be easier to do men's and women's separate, but
Everybody in agreement with Oba and Braun, Kendall Gray?
Yes.
I think Kendall Gray.
Yes.
I think
Obviously,
that's
yes.
I'm okay
Everybody
with Kendall or Roxanne. It's a toss up for me.
What these last two then? Last two are going to be interesting. What direction y'all want to go?
Because we are very different. I think we all
Yeah.
went a different route.
I like
Anybody
her.
looking for Trick?
I like Javon, bro. That's just me.
I was about to say
Yeah,
I
I
low-key
like
like
Javon.
Javon.
I
over
like
Trick,
Javon
to be
for sure.
honest.
I always give more credit to the baby faces that get over than the heels. Nothing against
Yeah.
heels, but like it's very difficult to get over as a baby face. And he's
just
so
looking at
young.
everybody
He's got
else's
so
list.
much potential.
And Javon can go better in ring as well, which at the end of
Yeah.
the day still matters. And Trick has a
He is
ceiling
a
when it comes to that.
baby, dude. He is so young, and to be where he's at right now, he has just unlimited potential.
Last spot. I mean, there's some interest. Some people had Dom in there. Some people had Roxanne. Looking at some of these names that are kind of familiar.
There's a Trick in there too. I don't know
Trick.
how we feeling
I don't
about
said
that.
Trick. I think Jay's the one that said Trick. He might be.
Yeah, but I feel like we all kind of feel like Trick. That's why I'm kind
I
of.
think-
everybody-
Trick's
okay.
one else.
you think
But I
Trick
don't
over?
know
You think,
how
you
everyone
think Trick over
feels.
Dom?
I feel like Roxanne could be thrown in there, dude.
I don't. Yeah, Trick over Dom. Like when I really sit back and think about it, I don't know.
Based on here's
That's
the
a
thing.
toss-up.
Based on Dom's international appeal, I feel like Dom has
That's
a
true.
tiebreaker
I go
over
Dom.
Yeah.
these
I'd
other
go
guys.
Dom.
Okay, so it's Dom's international appeal, but Trick has the crossover appeal too.
Yeah.
I think Trick has more
Yeah,
crossover
Trick got the
appeal.
popularity,
So,
bro. Like,
so it's like what you value more. You value.
I think it's a wash in ring. I don't think either of them
Well,
are
yeah.
changing.
I
the
think
world
Dom's
in
a little
ring.
better. I think Dom's a little
Yeah.
better in ring.
Yeah,
But I do
think-
think
I
Trick
think
is a
for sure.
better heel, though. I think, like, if I'm being
Yes.
honest, this is not to diminish Dom because credit to where it's due, but I definitely think Dom's like heel work and promos sometimes get heavily dependent on the crowd booing him
crowd.
to oblivion.
I could get that. I just
Like-
think Dom by the end of the year, I low key think he's going to be Money in the Bank this year. Like
That's a good one too.
I could,
I mean,
you know what? I'm fine with Trick. I think Trick is fine. He's got the presence. You know, like listen. Trick's not bad in the ring, but he's definitely not known for his in-ring work. But it's just the fact that
Mhm.
everything else involving Trick is so
So,
good,
I don't-
promos, presence, entrance, that it kind of doesn't make you really care too much about the in-ring being.
And the crossover too. He can do
Yeah.
so
any
everybody,
talk
is
show.
everybody agreement on Trick?
Yeah, I think so.
Y'all want
I'm
Trick?
fine with Trick.
If
All
it was
three
my
of the
list,
trio.
I'd probably still go Dom, but I'm not going to argue. It's semantics at this
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
All right,
What
that's
a
cool.
list.
I would
It's a
have
good
either one is fine. I mean, you could do either.
Yeah.
I think the first two are a given though. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
if they, I don't think they will, but just based off how they've already used them. But if somehow in some universe, if we're talking 5 years from now about Oba Femi and the What If, it'll be one of the biggest crimes I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
Oba far and away is the most
Yeah.
inexcusable of
If-
of
yeah.
anyone that we've mentioned. That
That might
if
be
he's
up
not a
there.
star,
That might be worse than Strowman for me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. 'Cause
If they
It's for sure worse than
fumble,
Strowman.
if they somehow fumble Oba, I will never talk about WWE on the internet ever again. Like, I will
It's-
just never.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Nate. I'm not gonna lie, Nate. They already made me take a break, and like I literally had to watch so much stuff before. I think it was the last PLA? Oh, Night of Champions. I had to catch up on someone. I had to watch for like a
PLA
month
is
and a half,
crazy.
bro.
It's
PLA.
worth
PLA.
it's worth saying something though that like with the in my opinion pretty terrible booking of Braun Breaker, we all still kind of feel confident that he can find his way.
I think
Because it's not his fault.
yeah, I don't even think
But
his
how-
booking. I
Yeah,
don't
go
think his
ahead.
booking's been like. I don't look at his booking as terrible. I just
he's
Y'all-
just got to get
y'all
away. He just
think,
got to
uh,
get away from Seth.
Y'all think he's gonna?
The stuffy thing is that he's stuck in this tag team. He's now the tag team champion again
Yeah.
with Austin Theory. And
I think that
Max-
they're just stalling until
he kind of does. He kind of has
Bronson
to be
Reed
though. That's
comes
the thing.
back.
You feel
I
me?
agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
I mean, y'all don't see it. Y'all don't see the obvious love triangle that's about to happen.
Yo, shut up, bro.
All
Y'all
right,
think I'm playing.
all right.
That's
Y'all think
when
I'm
I
playing.
put. That's
Alright,
when I
Nate,
put
alright,
the
Nate, you got it,
WWE
brother.
down.
You got it.
Somebody
Don't-
said they're gonna give the money in the bank to Cody Rhodes. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna.
Oh
piss
God,
me
I'd
off.
throw up.
It's gonna
I'd-
piss
oh.
me off.
Look,
my
look, look,
God.
look.
I'm not gonna lie, Cody Hogan for real.
No,
That
if,
would
no,
be Cody
honestly,
Hogan
bro,
for
honestly
real.
if you look at it, that's the last thing he hasn't done in WWE. That's the
Oh
only thing.
my
I
I'm
don't
not gonna
care,
lie.
bro.
If they
Unless he does, I would only be
Imagine.
okay with it if
We're
he's
talking
doing
about
it as a heel.
accolades. Somebody mentioned it earlier. They love giving accolades, bro. That's the last thing.
Nah, I would only be
Imagine.
okay with it if he does it
If he
as a
turn
heel.
heel.
I'm about to say, what if he
Cody
did a
Rhodes-
heel though? What if he did a heelish? Like,
Heel? I'm not gonna lie. If Cody Rhodes turns heel, I hope he comes out in black and white like NWO Hulk Hogan and just starts burying everybody.
Nah, just
I
come
would
out in
hate
red
to
and white.
him to literally win the Money in the
With a
Bank
red,
is
white
so
hat.
absurd when he just showed up the SmackDown after he lost the title and got an opportunity at the title. Like
but he earned it though. He beat Jey Uso for it. So.
BJ, that's not earning it.
Not in their eyes. Not in their eyes.
We'll get to this
That's
one.
so crazy.
You know what they should do though? If they had him win Money in the Bank, he should come out the next SmackDown and they should play Hulk Hogan's theme song. And he should come out the Hogan's theme, bro.
That'd be badass.
Come out straight to Hulk Hogan's theme song.
That'd be hilarious. I could finally
Uh,
associate that theme
The
song.
next one is gonna be fun because where everybody's gonna be able to do their rants and get nasty. Top 5 worst decisions in the TKO era. Worst things you've seen.
Existing.
That's actually
It's just getting involved. Number one.
Everything.
yo, G, put me a little lower on this one. I
Number
wanna see what
2.
everyone else is
Continuing to be involved.
Now it's gonna be hard because you got 5 slots, so there obviously could be more than 5 slots, but you gotta pick and choose here.
Oh my
So
God.
I go first because I can tell you mine. So
All right, I'm sending it over now.
doing. Put me.
Yeah, I got you.
I appreciate you. You don't have to put me all the way, but it's fine. All right.
So, we didn't talk that nauseum about this stuff. So,
And just to
Well, this-
clarify, because chat's going to tear us apart if we don't clarify, we're talking about booking, right? So we're not talking ticket
Yes.
prices. We're not talking
Yeah.
about Saudi Arabian
Okay,
involvement.
good.
We're not talking about any of that. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
that makes more sense.
all right, Mine's in no particular order, so I'm just gonna name my 5. First, I think this might be the worst decision they've made so far in this era, to me personally. First one that comes to my mind is Jey Uso tapping out Gunther. That to me, that might be the worst one. Now, Jey Uso winning the world title was not an issue because we all expected that. That was fine. But the way they had him go about winning that match by submission against somebody like Gunther, there's no storyline angle that you can make me believe that Jey Uso could tap out Gunther. I still to this day, I think that. I don't know if Gunther. I don't know if he's ever.
And I did forget about it until he reminds us every time.
The next one, I'm just gonna say LA Knight in general. We just put LA Knight. I don't know how you have him in 3 Money in the Banks for 3 years and he doesn't get
not winning one of them.
Not one of them.
And then his most accomplished thing is a U.S. title, and he's losing to Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Shinsuke didn't do nothing after that.
We're still doing equations to figure out why that shit happened. I mean,
let's see. Oh, we got to go. We got to go. Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll and the Randy and Cody stuff this year. Easy layup of a story where you have a 20-year saga of an easy storyline to tell, and you involve 2 people who had no business being involved. I don't understand it. Got to have Travis Scott. It's got to be in there. Even though that was kind of, I know some people might say like The Rock and stuff like that, but for the
He should have never been there
like,
to begin with.
Yeah, Travis Scott, like what he was, if he wasn't, number one, if he wasn't going to commit to it, why was he there? But number 2, in general, why was he even like, why was he there? You know, like
my bigger issue was that's one of the phone calls Triple H decided to make.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
And that convoluted scheme of, hey, let's turn John Cena heel. Why is Travis Scott one of the phone calls you made?
And last one, I'm gonna say this: the Cena turning heel.
Yeah.
There's nothing you're gonna convince me that they were gonna be able to make that work. Turning John Cena heel during his retirement tour was never gonna work in any aspect because nobody was gonna hate John Cena during his last run. Doesn't matter who he fought, doesn't matter who he faced. John Cena could have did the most outlandish, illest thing. He could have kicked the baby on TV, and people would have still found ways to like John Cena. So that one, I mean, it was a good shocking moment. Don't get me wrong, but I genuinely, there's nothing. Looking at it in hindsight, don't think there's anything they could have did to make that work.
Yeah. Now, good grief, what a mess. What a mess this whole
Where do we start?
And mind you,
Right.
Just to be more specific for the chat, this is during the TKO era, you know. So we know Triple H took over like middle 2022, but TKO didn't really come around until like 2020, middle 2023, early like 2024. So
When Vince came back after 39 and sold the company. I mean,
Right.
after 39 and sold the company.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so my number one that I can think of off the top of my head is women's booking. Just overall and in general. I mean, I could name a top 5 just on the women's booking decisions they made since from the tag team titles to the divisions being so imbalanced between Raw and SmackDown, champions being hurt but not confiscating their titles, champions being healthy but not defending the titles. It's bringing back a part-time Hall of Fame tag team with women when your roster is stocked full of women who could do for having a belt around their waist, and you've got the tag team titles on Brie Bella and Paige, and they still don't show up on television.
OMG, they are the tag champs, huh? I definitely. Yeah.
The women's booking overall and in general, from top to bottom, left to right, has been atrocious under TKO. So bad.
Yep.
I mean, if you wanted, you could lump together celebrity involvement, but I guess I'll separate out because they are, for 2 entirely different reasons, the same 3 and 4 that Malik have there. McAfee and Jelly Roll's involvement in the WrestleMania main event this past year, Travis Scott's involvement in the main event the year before. The most frustrating thing about them is that they were wholly and completely unnecessary. The stories you were telling far and away supported the WrestleMania main event without any of those people being involved.
What's crazy is that, I mean, I guess you could pick and choose, but I think they're equally as bad though if you look at it.
No, that's what I'm saying. One's 1A, 1B. That for their own individual reasons, each of them are as bad.
I forgot. Now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot Randy had the stuff on the phone where he was talking to Alexa, and that's how Pat McAfee got involved.
Yeah.
It should have been Aleister Black. Oof.
Yep. Number 4, honestly, I was okay to see how it was going to go initially, but how it's played out so far, I'm going to go ahead and throw up there revisiting the Bloodline. I think that the Bloodline ran its
Putting that in
course.
already? Okay.
I'm already
Yes.
ready to put it up there
Yes.
because honestly, even as poor as the quality is, just dipping back into that Bloodline pool shows a complete lack of trust and confidence in the stories that you're telling and the people that you have on your roster, to feel like you need to get back to a point where the entirety of a 3-hour show and half of a 2-hour show are all taken up by Bloodline stuff. There's a number of reasons why I don't like it. And then 5 again. I'm not going to say the actual moment of the heel turn, but at the very least, the follow-up execution to the John Cena heel turn is maybe one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. The moment was iconic, and even with The Rock's involvement, I think it was well played out. Obviously, the crowd's reaction speaks for itself. But with a few exceptional, really, in my opinion, the only exception being the feud with Punk, because there were a lot of memorable moments in the Punk feud. There was just so much they could have done better with Cena in his final run than the shit that they did with the heel turn. As iconic as the moment was, the follow-up just was so bad. So, yeah. That's got to be in my top 5.
That's true.
All right, Nate, floor's yours.
Oh boy. Oh man. All right. Sitting on TKO, my favorite thing to do. All right. Number 1, WrestleMania 41 and 42 as a whole. 2 of the worst back-to-back WrestleManias I've ever seen in my lifetime. What the fuck were we doing for WrestleMania 41? They say the Renaissance era ended when Travis Scott showed up. No, it ended when Gunther tapped out the fucking Jey Uso. What the fuck was that? And then the rest of the show was a regular episode of Raw or SmackDown until Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk saved the whole show. WrestleMania 42, night 1. The worst night of WrestleMania I've seen since WrestleMania 27. Shit was ass. Terrible. One good match. Of course, it involved Gunther. Of course. The fucking best part of WWE. But the rest of that show, ass. Night 2, pretty solid.
What was the main event of night 1?
Randy and Cody.
Randy and Cody.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Night 2.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. So bad you forgot. Night 2,
Damn.
solid night 2, but yeah,
For the
kind
bigger
of.
main event,
It was
but-
kind of hard to miss with all the ads you were showing. When
Oh,
Hulk Hogan
yeah.
has more screen time than your women's wrestlers,
Yeah.
I think there's a problem. So number 2, we're just on number 1. Number 2, Rhea Ripley, overrated. No character, no character progression. Matches are great. Promos, same thing. Her character development has been terrible. And she's champion and injured. They haven't taken the title off her. What are we doing here? They've done her so dirty. They are not letting her explore at all. Just come out, say mommy's on top. Pop she gets, fantastic. Her character, trash. One of the
she's
worst
been closed
characters
off since day
WWE
one?
has. What?
She's been closed off since day 1. She's not
Shut
allowed
up.
to explore any connection.
Number 3, old ass main event scene. Why does everybody who is in the WWE main event have to be 40 plus years old? How come we have not had a world champion who was born in the 90s yet? What are we doing? Why is the main event a fucking looks like a retirement home almost? We're on the way there. All right, you might as well just bring Ric Flair back at this point and have him win his 17th world title. Say, hey, I want to tie John Cena's record because this main event scene's too old for me. I don't like it. I do not care. I do not care to see 40-year-old Cody Rhodes versus 40-year-old CM Punk. We should have did this at WrestleMania. It'll be a great match. They can tell a story. I'm just over it. Y'all are old. Please. We're done with the 1800s. Okay, number 4, the handling of Gunther after he lost to Jey Uso. They've done him so dirty. He is lost aura for me. It is very hard for me to be invested in Gunther. I don't even watch, but when I see Gunther, I feel nothing. And a part of me dies every time I see current Gunther. It is a shame what they have done to my glorious king. They considered him losing to Pat McAfee.
Yep.
That was considered.
Considered.
What was there?
It was considered. There was someone in that
Yeah.
fucking room. There was not a chat GPT in sight. And they said, what if Pat McAfee beat Gunther after he just tapped out to Jey Uso? Do you want to kill this man's entire career? What did he do? Did he sleep with someone's wife? I do not understand. This is terrible. And then number 5, sucking the soul out of WWE as a whole. That's what they do. Sucked it all out.
Whoa.
That's what they did. That's what they did.
Let's
That's what
relax
they
a
did.
little bit.
Major
Raw dog.
pause.
Flag on
No
the plate.
condom. They did it raw dog on their knees.
Okay.
Every time I watch.
Flag on red card.
Every
red
time
card.
I watch, if I even see a clip, I feel nothing. It is sad. They've sucked the entire soul out of the WWE, and that is why every time we talk about it, I mute my microphone because I really don't have much to say.
Respect.
Besides that, unless it's negative like this, unless I get to shit on TKO for like 5 uninterrupted minutes,
Crazy ball,
I love doing that shit.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's my list. All right, I'm gonna go on mute.
It's a debate, bro. This nigga Nate is crazy. Oh my gosh.
Somebody get that man a do-rag.
Yeah, word. We should oof. Man. Yeah. I'm sorry, chat. Yeah, he was all with that one.
That was wild.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to give moments without explanation. 5 worst decisions in the TKO era. 1, New Day heel turn.
Okay.
Actually, the New Day heel turn follow up.
Yeah, New Day handling overall. I mean,
That's a good one.
That had so much potential. I was so hyped. I made a video so hyped.
That's a good one. I forgot about that one. Actually.
Number 2. I'm really not gonna explain this one. Brock Lesnar,
Brock Lesnar.
Versus
Yeah, almost put him on my
John
list.
Cena.
I
got
gotta
one.
change mine.
Brock Lesnar versus John Cena happened at a PLE during his retirement tour in 2026. Number 3. Tag teams left off Mania. For an episode of SmackDown. For an episode of SmackDown, mind you. SmackDown. Number 4. WrestleMania 41, night 1. That was the most I've ever wanted to fall asleep during a live WWE event. Nothing other than the main event. Literally, other than the main event. You could have slept through the whole show, seen the results on the line, and then came here. And number 5, and again, I could have went with a plethora of decisions they made, but this one was just egregious. R-Truth getting fired. That pissed me off. Not oh my gosh, these are bad decisions. What are we doing creatively? No, you guys are just horrible human beings. I do want to give an honorable mention, and if he still would have been champion, he would have been on here, but he lost already. Sammy Hogan. That was an honorable mention. He shouldn't have beat Carmelo Hayes. They sacrificed Carmelo for Sami Zayn. And then he won the WWE Championship, but he lost already, so we're good. But yeah.
All right. So I tried really hard to not pick ones that everybody did, but at the end of the day, there's a lot. There's a lot of just putrid things that TKO has done, and a lot of them kind of rise to the top. So I specifically said the women's world title booking. The world title with the women's division is specifically struggling the most at just having matches. And they take superstars like Io Sky, and Io Sky is wrestling constantly. Put the world title on her, she doesn't wrestle, right? Liv Morgan doesn't wrestle. Jade Cargill didn't wrestle. There's so much of this thought process with world titles that they should just never wrestle on regular television. And with the women's division, a lot of it is just they don't have plans and they just don't have them wrestle. So I'll leave that at that. I no matter how hard I try, I can't take this off my list. There's a lot of reasons to not like Brock Lesnar. But if I'm just talking specifically about the wrestler, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena is the moment. Because you could say you like Brock and Oba. You could say you didn't mind pieces of his career. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena reminded me exactly, just in the wrestling sense, why I hate Brock Lesnar. And I'm irritated that they were never able to follow it up. And I'm honestly at the same time glad they didn't, because it would have been a waste of a date, as this one was. Number 3, the Gunther career killer. It was a dumb decision at the time. Him retiring Cena was fine. I didn't mind that. You can feel how you feel about the tapping out, whatever. The career killer gimmick was stupid. He should have not went on and retired a bunch of people because you knew WWE wasn't going to be able to follow it up, right? I don't even mind him going after AJ theoretically, but you knew that then they were going to move to Ray and eventually Brock, and then they backed out. So it just dug him a hole that he couldn't get out of. And now here we are, and Gunther lost in like 10 minutes to Cody Rhodes. Letting go of all the veterans and just destroying the tag team division. So specifically the veterans in the tag team division. Just the destruction of tag team wrestling. And that's hilarious to me because Vince McMahon booked tag team wrestling at one point. And like modern day Vince McMahon could not book tag teams. He was awful with it. And somehow TKO doubled down and said, best way to make it even worse, just don't have tag teams. Just get rid of all of them. Put it on 2 50-year-old dudes and just have them be the tag team champions and go and feud with the AAA tag team champions.
Wepa time.
Wepa time, baby. And then the number 5, honestly, the biggest one for me, who I'm a big Cody fan, but the over-reliance on Cody Rhodes is extremely difficult for me. So since Cody won at Mania the first time when he beat Roman, Cody Rhodes has held some form of a world title over 75% of the days. And that's not one long title reign. That's not like, he won the title against, like Roman. Roman had one really long title reign. Cody Rhodes has held that title 3 separate times for over 75% of the days since he won it the first time. That's over-reliance. Everyone he lost to, he ends up beating, except for Sami in the situation, but time will tell what happens at SummerSlam. They are so overly reliant on this guy that I am really worried because of their inability to turn him heel. I really am worried that he is going to get to the point that he actually might get booed, because look at how they just handled the whole CM Punk situation. They could have had Cody go out there to face Sami Zayn, but they opted to have Cody lose, and I don't think it's because they wanted to do Punk winning the title there originally. Personally, I believe they did what they did because they were scared at the reaction Cody would get if he won the title. And then obviously Punk comes out, changes the whole dynamic, but I think they were nervous that Cody would not get the cheers that they want him to get. And I think they know him chasing the title is better than him holding the title.
Can I just change? I could change too, but I can just change one answer before we move on. Even though this was egregious, I totally forgot I needed to put this on here. One of the worst decisions they ever made, the Jade Fusion Collective, and the Return of the Bellas. That was atrocious. Yeah. Nate already hates 40-year-old men in the world title scene. I don't know how old Nikki and Brie Bella are, but nevertheless, they were around the time when I was like in elementary school.
Yeah, you can put. She's not 40, but you can put Paige on there too. At the Bellas, she's not 40, but you can put her on there too.
I have not. I promise y'all, I have not watched a single match they've ever had, and I doubt any of them have been good. Yeah. That is like when I see them on a PLE, I pause it, I walk away and go play 2K or something, and then I come back and fast forward past it.
Why don't you just let it play while you play 2K?
I don't want to hear that.
That's
And
crazy.
muting it isn't
That's
enough because I might turn my head and I see them and it'll piss me off. So I pause, and then I just go fast forward.
I need to change one of mine because as Truth was talking, I remembered that the current tag team champions are Damian Priest and R-Truth and Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. Take off Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll because at least they rectified that in the end and changed that to tag team booking. Because what do you mean that you had the Motor City Machine Guns, GOD, and New Day on your roster at the exact same time,
So crazy.
and you still failed to put together a winning tag team
So
division?
crazy.
What do you
That
mean?
is so crazy.
What excuse
Don't
can
forget
you
DIY.
possibly have to have those three teams plus DIY plus whoever else
Street
you should say,
Profits were awful. Also
The Street
active for a time.
Profits.
Yep.
and to have Damian, and as much as we all love R-Truth and as good as Damian Priest is, to have had the possibility of having all of those teams on your roster feuding over your tag belts at the same time, and to currently have your world title feud champions in the middle of a nothing vision storyline that we can all see is clearly going nowhere. And Damian Priest and R-Truth. Yeah, the tag team division might be number one now, the more that I think about it. But that's half of your booking, by the way. Your women's booking and your tag teams, that's half of your booking. And it's all
Jay,
failing.
what you mean
So,
they got Maxine Dupree now?
You got that love triangle.
We mentioned
Y'all remember-
WrestleMania
y'all remember-
40. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, we mentioned WrestleManias, which don't get me wrong, they were bad, bro. How did none of us mention WrestlePalooza? That was the worst.
I did.
That was,
I
Because
tried to
other,
block that from my
other than
memory.
John Cena, Brock
That shit was
Lesnar,
bad.
I don't remember anything else that was on.
it was bad. Like, it was the Cody Drew match. I'm pretty sure there was the Punk and AJ match. Like, I mean, it wasn't great, but you were happy for both Punk and AJ.
Wait,
Oh
my
Punk-
God.
is that the one Finn Balor caused the DQ on?
No, Punk and AJ Lee versus Becky.
Oh.
But I'm saying, like, that. But remember, they made, like, that was the big deal. Wasn't that the first?
That was
Yeah.
they made the
Yeah.
PLE because they moved to ESPN.
Yeah, and half of them, like half of the people in the world who were trying to watch couldn't watch because ESPN, you know what, that's a little bit more of like just TKO being TKO. But yeah, honestly, yeah. There was some ones that like people are
All
mentioning.
right, let's put this. Let's see if we can make it because we all had different answers. So
can we make it a top 20?
we all had a lot of different
This
answers,
is-
man. So
There's
let's
probably
see.
more we can go into. So
Yeah, honestly,
yeah, of
making
course,
this
of
a
course.
top 5 is gonna be.
So what should be
And I
the
mean,
collective combined top 5? We all had some different answers in there.
I'm
so.
fine with Cena retirement tour being number one.
Yeah,
yeah.
Handle
No,
it.
the retirement tour or the heel turn.
I think it
Just
handled
everything after the heel turn, bro. Everything after the heel turn. That shit was ass. I'm fine with that.
And we could save space on the list by grouping together all of the unnecessary celebrity involvement and legend returns. We could just group all
Let's
that
put
together.
celebrity
and put it on
involvement.
a spot.
Celebrity involvement. Yeah, celebrity.
Yeah.
And then we
I
can
feel like the tag team division.
I was about to say we
I
can
think
just put non-main event booking.
Yeah,
Non-main
I
event.
mean-
I mean, the main event booking is still an issue, but it's way more consistent.
So yeah, put celebrity involvement, and then put somebody said tag team division.
Yeah, I think I would do tag team division because I feel like the men's mid card booking has been pretty good.
Nah,
typically-
women's division is so garbage, though.
Well, like G said, we could literally just
Main card
put
division,
non-men main card. I mean,
The tag team division, I would say for sure.
I mean, we could put
Oh,
both tag
no,
divisions
not
as
men.
a whole.
Oh, I thought you just said non-main event booking.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel you on the mid card, but that's not enough to overcome how bad the women's division and the tag team on both sides.
Oh my god. Oh, and the women's mid card division is pretty bad too.
Yeah.
Like, mind you, just to put it out there, I just want to remind people in the chat in case they don't know. You know, this is the second time they're telling a Lyra Bailey feud, and they never paid off the first one because they just got back together
And they just
because they realized, oh snap, we don't have tag teams.
New Day heel turn. I feel like New Day follow.
Oh yes. I forgot about that.
I feel like then I mean my personal thought for 5 is you could do the overall hands on old people.
I don't know, man. LA Knight got to be up there, bro. You got to be up there. I don't know how you could be over that consistently and be in three options of a Money in the Bank. And you don't get nothing out of it. They gave Jey Uso the world title. You can't find the Sami Zayn's got a world title.
It's so crazy, brother. They think that Jay.
have been one of the
they're
most-
like
he's been one of the
Jay's more. They say Jay's more consistent in ring. They think Jay's more
Is that
consistent.
real?
They think
I
he's
didn't
more
know if that was
reliable.
real.
I don't know if that's real or not, but
If it is,
I'm gonna
real,
make
would not
I'm gonna
surprise
make an
me.
argument for LA
would
Knight
not
because
surprise me.
number one, he's easily been one of the top 5 most over guys in the company. He's a top merch seller. The crowd reacts to him, and they've had multiple opportunities to at least give him
Yes.
something.
I'm fine with LA Knight.
They gave Jey Uso the world title. They gave Sami Zayn a world title. Drew McIntyre had the title for a month. They could easily slid him in there somewhere.
Everything they view as what you need to, like everything that TKO believes in is coming in the top superstar, merch sales, having a catchphrase, fun entrance that people pop to, like those things. LA Knight has all of them, and the fact that he hasn't won is kind of baffling. I'm good with LA Knight.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, there's
a couple.
But that sort of also blends into my point with the bloodline and Truth's point with just over reliance on Cody Rhodes is that they refuse to put any faith on anybody that's not named Roman, Cody, Punk.
Yeah.
So you could do over reliance on 40-year-olds. I mean, you could just group all of them together.
He's in his 40s.
But I guess over reliance on familiar faith.
Trying
I don't
to
know.
be
The problem is you could put LA Knight if you want to, but when I look at that, I'm thinking about the total picture
I would say
as a
just
whole of
not taking chances.
Yeah, not taking enough chances.
Yeah,
that's
put that in the fifth spot. Put that in the fifth spot. G. Not taking enough.
I think that this is the best way to kind of just like overall encapsulate everything we said without like leaving out certain points. the main one obviously.
And I guess my thing is like as far as like taking chances, like if it doesn't work, you can always fix it.
Right.
Jey Uso, at the time when he won the Rumble, it was like, oh my gosh, the story made sense. You handled it poorly when you got there,
dude.
You handled it so poorly when you got there. It didn't work. You took it back off of him. Cool.
It's so stupid. Oh my god, bro!
If he just didn't tap out Gunther, the opinion on everything involving Jey Uso would be so much different.
Yeah, and that's why they don't take a chance on LA Knight, because they saw the backlash Jey Uso got from the fans online who apparently don't matter, but we know that's why they decided not to take a chance on LA Knight, because they're like, all right, we took a chance on Jey Uso, but they didn't like it. But the reason we didn't like it because you didn't handle it right, you didn't book it right. How the fuck is Jey Uso going to tap out? You know what? I don't want to go down this path again. It's a very dark path.
This is not the version of Nate you want to see.
You don't.
All right, we could do one more. So I'll throw out the different ones that I had and just see which one you guys want to do. So I have top 5. We could do top 5 AEW fumbles, like superstar fumbles, like people that we thought had potential that could have been used. We have top 5 AEW matches.
Ooh.
We have top 5 superstars since 2020, WWE and AEW combined. Top 5 stories, WWE and AEW combined since 2020, or top 5 WrestleManias ever.
I'm just gonna throw in my hat. Go ahead, Nate.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna throw in my hat for the ones that mix AEW and WWE, just because I don't have a crazy amount of knowledge. Like
I do like the 5 matches AEW. Like I do, because what did you say the 2 AEW mix ones were? One of them was top matches.
5 stories, top 5 superstars.
What was top matches?
AEW top 5 AEW matches.
Oh, okay. I think I like the stories. I think I can do either stories or superstars. I like those.
I don't mind doing superstars. The AEW, WWE.
This is combined though, so this is like a top 5 superstar list since 2020.
I don't mind that.
The best used superstar since 2020, WWE and AEW. So this is just.
I don't mind that.
I can do that.
So you said it's best used.
There's the best superstars who have been the top 5 best superstars. Like
okay,
the best superstars with the best matches, stories.
So that Nate doesn't get.
I'm probably gonna rely on WWE just because that's what I know. But I am willing to. I can't wait to hear all the AEW because I'm sure it's very fun.
I low key already have like.
I have 3
since 2020.
Since 2020, all right.
When did Cole and them debut? That was 21, right? When Cole and Danielson both debuted in AEW, that was 21, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. So this is best wrestlers. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want Nate to yell at me again. So.
All right, I'm gonna do. I got my two. Well, I got two off the top of my head for sure.
Yeah, like top two should be unanimous
Yeah.
for most of us.
Because I'm trying to think of some of the women too. Because there have been some women that have been,
Great.
you know.
I'm gonna throw some hot takes in there.
All right.
I'll throw some hot takes in there just to kind of ruffle it up a little.
All right. Don't say Brie Bella. I might have to kick you out the show.
No, that's crazy.
Jay, let me.
All right, so these are just the top 5 best superstars since 2020. We're talking overall of matches, stories, presentation, you know, all the shebang. So I'm gonna obviously say Roman. MJF would be in there for me too. Those would be my unanimous too. I would have to put Cody in there still too. He's been one of the resurgence of the white meat baby face that we've seen that actually got over pretty well and worked very well, despite some of the stuff that he's done maybe the last year. Like, to be that type of baby face and get over, it's really hard in this era of wrestling to make it work too. I would also say, let me see now. Now I gotta think. Consistently, Punk has done some good stuff. I might have to put Punk in there too because he did some good stuff in AEW too. He did stuff with MJF, the stuff with Drew, the stuff that he's done now. I'll put Punk in there. And then that last spot, I'm going to say, damn, this is tough. Hangman could be up there. Because Hangman's done a lot of good. Mox can be up there for sure. Because Mox been part of some of the best stuff they've had in AEW too. Seth Rollins has done some good stuff. Bianca, I want to put one of the women, but I feel like Bianca had that good run, but then she kind of tainted a little bit. Toni Storm had a good second half, but that first half, like Nate mentioned before, it wasn't really too good. I forgot she was teaming with Paige, bro, for a minute. My last spot, I'm going to show love to... I'm kind of feeling Hangman right now. Oh, Gunther, too. Forgot about Gunther, even though the second, but the IC title reign. Damn. Come back to me.
I'm about to say, I'm shocked you're Loki struggling this much.
There's a lot of options. There's a lot of options, bro.
I feel like the 3 synonymous should be Roman, MJF, Cody. I think that goes without saying. Those 3 guys have really, and their respective companies have pretty well. Cody not so much NAW, but WWE have pretty much run their companies. I'm gonna give it to Hangman, number 4. I think he's been out of all the baby faces in 2020, even for Cody, because of his ability to do it twice and still be as over. I think he's been the best baby face we've had in 2020 as far as AEW, WWE goes. He always gets the crowd invested in him. I'm gonna give Toni number 5, and I thought about Rhea, like, because of her 2022 was pretty solid. Like, her rise in popularity was really good, and like her being popular is great. But I think Toni is she's very popular, not as popular as Rhea, obviously. But I think her character is 1,000 times better. And in ring, she gets more opportunities to show she's good. Rhea doesn't get as many chances to show that she is really good in the ring. So I'm not going to say Toni is leagues ahead of Rhea because Rhea doesn't really get to show off her wrestling ability. But we've seen more great Toni Storm matches than we've seen Rhea Ripley matches since 2020. So I'm going to give Toni that number 5 spot.
And you saying just Rhea Ripley matches in general? Because they never let her wrestle. No, I'm saying like you said we've seen more elite Toni Storm matches.
Well, yeah.
Than like Rhea Ripley matches.
We've probably seen more Blake Christian matches than Rhea Ripley matches in the past 5 years, if we're being honest, on TV, because they never let her wrestle on TV.
I'll put that last spot for me. I'm thinking Hangman would be a good fit. He's had some of the best stories we've seen in the babyface stuff. Hangman versus Mox, I still think that's a top 3 AEW match they ever had.
Okay, so for me, I mean, obviously, Roman, MJF, and Cody. I really don't want to put Cody only just because I want it to be different and make another spot. But I'm just going to put Roman, MJF, and Cody. And then my last two, I'm going to give it to Toni Storm. And I'm going to give it to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch in the 2020s has made people like Bianca Belair. She gave Tiffany to this date her best match. She gave Lyra to this date her best match. That's the last time Lyra felt important during her Becky feud. She gave Maxine Dupree the most attention and care that she's had since she's been in the company. Nobody, obviously we know they mishandled Shayna Baszler, but Becky Lynch literally wanted to make Shayna Baszler look like $1 million and did, other than the bite and then the finish at Mania. Like,
that wasn't her decision though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So and then obviously I think Rhea Ripley, even though she was already popular, the Becky feud established that. I even think Liv benefited from the Becky feud tremendously.
Yeah.
And then obviously obviously Toni Storm, ever since she became timeless, you could argue she's been a top 3 wrestler in that company since then.
For sure.
Ever since she became timeless. There's probably not a time you can say, I'm going to take 3 males over her. You might take 2, and that's it. You probably were taking Swerve and Hangman at one point, and then now maybe Ospreay now, but you're not taking a lot of them. Oh, and then Hangman, obviously, when he had his... But, it was never all... I was never taking all 4 of them at the same time over Tony. It always transitioned. Okay, right now it's Swerve and Hangman. Then, all right, now we got Ospreay and Hangman. Now we got, whatever the case. So, I'm going to give it to those 2. I think they've been... when we look back in history, I think these are going to be the 2... I think Becky Lynch and Toni Storm are the 2 greatest wrestlers we've seen. I think Becky Lynch, obviously, because of WWE and everything she did in that company, nobody will ever be able to say that no woman will be able to say that I main evented and won a one-night WrestleMania. But Toni Storm, even being in AEW, all the stuff she's done, the quality she's had, when I look at all of wrestling, those 2 to me are 1 and 2 as far as the greatest women super wrestlers that we've ever seen.
That's valid. So for mine, I obviously said I'm sticking with just WWE. If I had to, I would put MJF in here no matter what. I don't think it's a debate. But I'll stick with my just WWE list because there's a couple of
scroll down to the camera so the chat can see.
My bad.
Yeah. There's just a couple of people I do want to talk about. So Roman and Cody, I just don't think you could debate it. I don't. I think they are the 2 who have been the most dominant forces and the biggest presence involved in the biggest story. I'll take both of them. I said, just because I wanted to talk specifically about her, I said Bianca. Not because I think Bianca has had the longevity, because there was times where, she was gone, she's pregnant, she had her moments where she wasn't wrestling. And even though she wasn't always in the main event, she always, when you think of some of those best matches, she's involved, right? The one with Io and Rhea, the one with her and Sasha. There were so many great matches, and I don't want to say it sucks because God bless her, she's having a baby, that's amazing. But yeah, there's probably going to be that Jade Cargill payoff. There's going to be that eventual Naomi payoff, and those matches will end up going down as great, specifically her and Naomi. So I do want to talk about her because I really do love Bianca. I went Gunther. If you want to just talk about his success in the world title picture and where he's at now, you may not feel that way. But if you want to talk about that dominant Intercontinental Championship reign, it needs to be talked about, right? It needs to be focused on. They had what I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is the most recent 5-star match in WWE. Maybe there was another one after. And you don't have to agree with the guy's ratings, but that Drew Gunther.
Yeah, the triple threat. I think the
Yeah.
last one they just had was the Mask vs. Mask. I think that was the last
Okay,
one.
I guess technically that is WWE as well.
But if you're talking like WrestleMania.
But yeah, it
all
would
that
also
stuff, yeah.
like that Mania match was also special, anyways. And
Fantastic.
so yeah,
I
so
think
I'll say
Drew and
Gunther.
Punk was 5 stars. I think.
That
I
actually
think
might
Drew
be
and Punk-
the hell
did
in
Roman-
itself, the hell
Did
in
Roman
itself.
and Punk get 5 stars?
I don't think so.
I
it
don't
was
think
like
so.
Okay.
4.7.
Roman and Cody didn't even get 5 stars, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was Roman, Cody. Yeah, once again, you don't have to like Dave Meltzer's ratings. I just use that as like it was a big moment, and Gunther needs to be understood that he is a force, and the Jey Uso moment is what derailed everything for him.
Yeah.
So I said Roman, Cody, Bianca, Gunther, and the one person I really want to talk about, Drew McIntyre, man. I mean, this man was given virtually nothing. I mean, he was handed the hardest situation. He was basically told, you need to entertain the crowd without the crowd. You need to get over without being able to kind of show off your emotion because the crowd's not going to play to it. He carried WWE through the pandemic era, and maybe not carried, but he was one of the driving forces behind the pandemic era. And he was still able to be so over on the main roster when the crowds came back and when he was, moved to being a heel. He has this incredible feud with CM Punk. He wins the world title just to lose it and turn that into a storyline. He ends up winning it from Cody, actually having a proper reign. And Drew is just, I feel like, not talked about as much because there are these other people like Rollins, Roman, Punk, and Cody always at the top. But Drew is right there with him. He deserves to be talked about. He deserves to be given the credit. And if you guys don't know, I'm the biggest NXT Black and Gold fan you can find. And it's my favorite era of professional wrestling. Drew McIntyre coming back to WWE was one of the biggest moments for me because this was a guy that just couldn't really, find his connection with the crowd, ends up becoming a force to be reckoned with. So I feel like it's remiss to not be talking about Drew. He's not going to make our collective top 5, but he's worth noting. He's worth talking about, and that's why I have him there.
I want to also mention Gunther has the most 5-star matches of anybody in WWE, and 4 of them came in the 2020s. I just wanted to point
How many
that out.
did he have?
5. One was his match against Tyler Bate.
The NXT UK matches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in Cardiff,
Ilya.
which is a fantastic. But that was 2019. But the other 4 are in 2020s. Ilya, both of them. The NXT UK and the Takeover one. Other one is the Triple Threat. So, and the other is Sheamus, Clash at the Castle.
My boy Johnny Planksalot's got 3, I believe.
Johnny, he has 4 according to Google.
God bless him.
Who? Johnny Gargano?
Go to AEW.
Yeah.
I'm begging you.
What are the 4? Adam Cole, Gargano.
Andrade,
Oh,
Ciampa.
I mean,
I know
Ciampa,
the Ciampa
Ciampa
one
the
has
unsanctioned match, right?
I think
the
so.
unsanctioned.
He might have 2 with Adam Cole. I could be wrong.
Let me see what Wikipedia has
The
to
2
say.
Adam
I'm
Cole
pretty
matches are 5 stars. The 2.
So it's the 2 Adam Coles, the Andrade, and the Ciampa unsanctioned.
Oh my god. Freaking Will Ospreay has 55. Jesus.
Jeez, bro.
Hey, listen, Dave's got a type.
I know.
New Japan, bro. New Japan.
Tokyo Dome.
How many does Kenny have?
Kenny's got a lot, I think, too.
Kenny's got a lot. Any New Japan stuff's got a lot, bro.
Yeah.
If you're listen, I just in the end of the day, any moment I could talk about Johnny Gargano, I always will. I can't wait for him to go to AEW. It's gonna be
I hope him, Kevin, and Sammy join make a super group. I hope and pray it happens.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah. I don't know when he's gonna come back, but I hope he does.
If you're booking the show, I'm watching the show. With that statement right there, if you're booking the show, I'll watch the show.
Yeah, at this point, shit, I want to see. I need Bailey to go to AEW too, bro.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah.
there's
Honestly, I don't think she ever will, unfortunately.
I think she will.
Didn't she just tease
I
it?
think she will.
Didn't she just
I
tease it?
think she wants to get out. I
I
she
think that's
wants
why
to
they had
wrestle.
Lyra turn. I think they had Lyra turn because Bailey's going to do her sayonara. Because I think her contract ends this year. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it does.
But
Yeah.
I think their whole goal is they're going to have Bailey put Lyra out, like put her over on her way out.
Send her on over to AEW because Mercedes already said eventually she's gonna go back to WWE. So before that even happens, let's go ahead and get Bailey on over there so we can we can cook up some
Wait,
stuff over there.
Mercedes said she would come back to WWE.
Yeah, like
She
there
said
was
She said it in an interview. She said
Yeah,
she didn't say it like that, but she was like at some point, yeah.
Listen,
but like
5 to 7 years from now, TKO ain't gonna be here. So I'm letting you guys know, like
what do you mean they're not going to be here? Like, what do you mean?
well, because I think they booked their listen. I'm not going to sit here and talk about Jeff Jarrett like he knows everything, but I do believe the point that they have their exit strategy. They're going to do it, and I think they're going to leave the company once they make enough money that they're looking for, and they once Roman's gone, Seth's gone, all those guys are gone.
Sure.
They're not going to want to be a part of this anymore because they're not going to be making the revenue they once did. WWE is going to go through that rebuild period where they're going to be, really pushing the NXT guys and kind of getting the new roster flowing. And TKO is not going to want to be a part of that. I think they're going to get out.
That's
They're
fair.
selling TNA, or Carlos Silva's selling TNA, so I can believe.
They're selling TNA?
Apparently, Carlos Silva has a history of going to companies and like flipping them basically, and just like selling them. He goes in there, he'll renovate them, he'll build it up, and then he'll sell it off. So
and that's what I think TKO is doing.
Man,
I think
I still hate that they got rid of my nigga Scott D'Amore, bro. Like I think he was doing so
Yeah,
good.
soon as they
TNA
went
ain't been no better, so I mean it's kind of still in the same ballpark.
Yeah,
So,
but
I
I think
mean-
I think he did really good work with them.
Same ballpark.
And
Did you guys?
feel
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys watched Dark Side of the Ring or not.
Not yet.
I saw that episode. I saw the
which
TNA.
episode?
The Jeff Jarrett
TNA
episode.
one?
Oh, they already
Yes,
dropped it. They already
yes.
dropped
Yeah,
it.
they
Yes.
started drops. The first episode's on YouTube, right? But Nate's already know what I'm going to say. So if you watch the first episode, they talk about, and he talks about how TNA became a thing and all this stuff, and they're talking about what we're going to name this company. We need to figure out a name. TNA. What is it going to stand for? Jeff Jarrett wanted to do something different, right? Something that stands out. Like, what can we figure out that stands out? And he's like, total nonstop action. That sounds right. There's other people involved, like Vince Russo. You know what this nigga Vince Russo said? He was on the company. Tits and ass. On everything I love, bro. On everything I love.
This is the same Vince Russo who does not like wrestling on his wrestling show, by the way.
Doesn't make sense.
He had the
He
gall
does
to
not like
say-
wrestling on a wrestling show. He does not book. That's his booking strategy. We're not going to book wrestling on a
Tits
wrestling
and
show.
ass,
He had,
bro.
he had the gall to go after WWE for booking Sami Zayn as a WWE champion. He booked himself.
As a world
He
champion.
put himself as a world
The
champion.
main problem with Vince Russo is this is where him and Jim Cornette have always butted heads. Vince Russo looks at WWE. He looks at wrestling as a TV product. It's a TV show. It's a television show, which it is a television show,
Yes.
but it's pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And that's where Jim Cornette has always come in and said, bro, this is wrestling. At the end of the day, this isn't Love Island, bro. This is pro
Yeah.
wrestling. Like
Yeah.
professional wrestling.
Like I just feel like you can have a balance. Like I don't understand
Yeah.
when, because I tell y'all all the time, I was late to all that other stuff. I was late to New Japan. I was late to all that.
Me too.
But Black and Gold NXT was literally, in my opinion, the most perfect balance you could have ever got of pure wrestling and good storytelling.
Fucking love
Yeah.
you, G.
You know what I mean? Like, and then because I've never, like I said, I've never seen like the old Ring of Honor. I've never seen New Japan, right? I'm pretty sure they had cinema in their stories too, right? Like, I'm pretty sure they had. Oh, what was the story when they killed off Adam Cole? I'm pretty sure those are people who was watching it live. They was lit. They was lit for that.
Being the elite.
He literally said he wanted to name it Tits and Ass. So I couldn't believe it.
Dude, yeah,
so
we're gonna
crazy.
go back to that. That's
What is
wild.
And you're going to have niggas on your show. And you're going to name it Tits and Ass.
The Tits and Ass world title, bro. That's what the TNA
With
title-
a man's going to hold the Tits and Ass World Championship.
Hold on.
Your-
I
your
can't
new
imagine what that design
world
was going to be.
champion.
Now I won't pretend like Vince Russo has like done all bad things because he did do some okay stuff in the Attitude Era. He was responsible
fine.
for the Survivor Series '98 tournament, which led to The Rock becoming a big star and everything. But he's also responsible for the Brawl for All. He's also responsible for like the finger poke of doom, like Hulk Hogan, all that shit. But they're like
Oh, my God.
some of the worst shit you could ever even imagine, bro. Like
Yeah.
it was bad. But when he
It's
literally
crazy
said
because
that,
they brought him from WWE thinking, oh, yeah, you was there for this, that, and the third. We're going to cook.
Yeah, it's gonna be over. You guys just gotta
bro,
wait
when he
for it.
literally said that, I couldn't believe what I heard. I said,
You know what Jim
So-
Cornette said?
What?
about
He
Vince
said-
Russo.
He said, if I could get away with murder, I would kill Vince Russo.
literally, that's what he said.
Did
Is
you
that
see
on? Is it on Hulu or is it on only YouTube?
YouTube.
The first episode is on YouTube, but the rest you gotta get Hulu.
Jim said he's like, it's in the papers of my will when I'm gone. My wife has to take me to his grave so I can piss on it. Like that is a part of my will, and if she doesn't do it, she doesn't get like my inheritance. Like, bro,
That shit is insane, bro.
there is hatred, and then there is that. Like
That's what we should all aspire to be. We should all
dude,
aspire
like
to
I'm
be
telling you,
average.
I'm not hating hard enough. Clearly.
I would
Oh
fly
my
across the
God.
country just to call somebody a match. That's the type of hate we need to be on.
Yeah.
I support that level of hate.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's bad.
crazy, man.
They also go into like the Dixie Carter stuff, like
That's the stuff I want to hear more about.
Yeah, I want to say
Yeah.
because I wasn't there for the TNA, so like I obviously know
Well,
about it.
she ruined the company. Bro.
Apparently-
She ruined the company.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
she ruined the company, and oh my god, bro, Awesome Kong, God bless her heart, bro. She was
Yeah,
not
God
making
bless.
shit.
Bro, oh my gosh, bro.
But see,
A lot-
that's
a
the
lot-
thing
this-
like,
this is
I want to
the- this is-
understand more about. It seemed like she had like I don't know if it was like she had a good heart and she like wanted to do it, but she just had no idea how.
This is okay.
That's
So this is
what
the
I want.
issue with TNA. A lot of people always felt for years that Jeff Jarrett was responsible for
The fall.
the demise of TNA because he's the creation of it. But Jeff Jarrett never had the finances to finance TNA the way it needed to be. So Dixie Carter's parents, they got money. Her parents are the ones that help invest into it. But in agreement with that, if they were going to invest into TNA, the agreement was that Dixie Carter had to be the president of TNA. So of course, when she becomes the president, it starts off cool. But then the power struggle becomes now she wants to get involved in more things, and she doesn't know anything about wrestling. So she's getting involved in more creative and stuff, and then pretty much forced Jeff Jarrett out, but then kind of really brought him back at the same time to get Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, and then forced him out again. So once they got Hogan and Bischoff, he was pretty much out of the equation again, bro. It was nasty work, bro. Like it's
No wait, like
And
I don't know. I want.
and mind you too, this is
I
also
feel like I don't know why he. Well, I don't know why he fell for that low key. I feel like that low key might have. I don't know.
he didn't have a choice, but he doesn't own the company. Like he
Yeah.
has to do what she says.
But they pushed him out and then brought him back. Is what you're saying? Like they fired him and then brought him back so they can get Hogan and
They
Bischoff.
pushed him out, but then like they brought I don't know how to explain it. It was like he was brought back for something that he thought was going to be different.
so if you, what happened? There was a big power struggle, and the straw that broke the camel's back, which is so fucking stupid. If oh my god, the affair, which really wasn't an affair between Karen Jarrett, at the time Karen Angle, she wasn't really with. It's a whole thing. Basically, when Karen and Jarrett started to see each other, it was kind of a known thing around the locker room. Dixie was the last to know, and for some reason that pissed her off. She went on a whole thing about Jeff Jarrett. She said it was like unprofessional or something, and like it affected everyone, but the only person it really affected was her. Everyone else was cool with it. If you like, I'll let y'all watch it and understand like the whole backstory.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably
how-
what I'm gonna do.
That's how Jarrett got out, and then Hogan. She wanted Hogan. She needed Jarrett there for Hogan. So
And to give another example,
and-
they didn't talk about this in the documentary, but I remember vividly Kurt Angle talking about this at the time. One of the biggest issues they had was their bad investments into paying people. Also, Colin talks about it a little bit, but they literally brought in Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, right? So you know they're going to have to be making a good profit. But also
Yep,
at the time,
yep.
Kurt Angle talked about at the time, you got to think this was late 2000s, early 2010s. Brock wanted to go to TNA at that time. And all he said was he just wanted the same contract Kurt Angle had. So whatever Kurt Angle was making, just give me the same contract, right? And you got to think, TNA doesn't have a heavy schedule like WWE, so you don't have to do his travel and all that stuff and all those tapings. So they could have probably had Brock like at a full time gig, but they said no to him. And then they brought in Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. So they could have had Brock with we're talking about Samoa Joe, we're talking about Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, like all these people. Say no to that, but then you bring in Hulk Hogan. and
Hulk
Eric
Hogan.
Bischoff.
Yeah.
And then they
Hogan-
went head to head. Remember, they went head to head with WWE Raw for a minute too. That's what killed him.
They went head to head with Raw. You were saying, right, Malik?
Well, they went head.
boy lagging.
Yeah, I was about to say I didn't know if that was me or not. That's why I
Oh, I was
like,
lagging. My fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, You
but
frozen,
I
too.
got
Your
the
hands
point
is
that
up, too.
Hogan. I know the biggest thing I remember that they said with Hogan was Hogan wanted he wanted the four-sided ring. He didn't want the
Yeah.
six-sided ring, which most of the TNA superstars, to my knowledge, wanted the four-sided ring because the
Yeah.
six-sided ring hurts a lot.
Yeah.
But obviously that was TNA's like thing that was special about them. But then also he wanted to compete. He was like, no, we're gonna win by going head to head with WWE and they try to like
Low
go
key,
ahead
I
and-
feel like low key. I don't know. I could be wrong, but low key, I feel like Vince sent
I
that nigga
agree.
over there. Like,
I was about to say, is it no? Isn't
I agree.
isn't that
I
a
agree. I
known
felt the
thing?
same way.
Isn't-
I felt the
isn't
same
that
way.
a-
going
that
over
a
there to
rumor?
TNA, bro,
He
ruined it.
made them blend in. He made them just be a worse WWE. We're gonna be at the same time in the same type of ring with older
Vince-
people you
Vince
don't
behind
care
it.
about anymore.
Behind it, bro.
There's no way because
It was
bro,
Vince, damn
he
it.
didn't even promote TNA. Y'all gotta remember, this man had a show in Australia that he was promoting over TNA. He promoted his own project over TNA. Whenever he was on anything, he never mentioned TNA. That nigga did
For
not
sure.
care outside of the TNA arena. He
Bro,
did
he-
not care about TNA. There's no way. He was an agent, bro. He was an agent, bro.
You know
I
what's
don't
even
care.
funny, bro? It was even funny. Vince, like I said, Vince never. I feel like Vince purposely sent them over there because they were getting some WWE superstars, but Hulk Hogan never cared about TNA. I don't think Vince ever cared either. Even when they got Kurt Angle, this nigga was like, bro, all right, sure,
Whatever, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because he fully punished Kurt Angle when he came back to the company. Nobody can tell me otherwise. He fully punished Kurt Angle.
I don't know what's going on at your house, brother.
Is it lagging real bad?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That's a crazy
Man,
freeze
I don't
frame.
know
I'm
what
gonna take
the
a
fuck
picture
you
of
just
that. That's
said.
a crazy freeze frame.
Kind of hurts.
That's a-
It's
that's a
a pretty
crazy
funny
freeze, bro.
freeze.
That is a crazy freeze frame. I'm taking a picture of that. That's
Oh,
a crazy
Lord.
freeze frame. I'm gonna send it in the chat.
Is it just the picture or the audio or both?
The audio
Yeah,
sounds
bro.
like
The
robotic.
audio. But it's good now. It's good now.
Yeah, you're straight.
But yeah, I think
That's the
Vince
spirit of
for
Hulk Hogan.
Oof.
could be.
Fucking up your Wi-Fi.
I think for sure. I for sure think like it just seems it's too suspicious, bro. Like how's Hulk Hogan gonna be the guy to convince you to go head to head with Raw Mondays? You know that's not.
And like, did y'all
So
not
crazy.
learn y'all lesson the first time? That's why I was like, come on, bro.
But
That's
he's
so
like
crazy.
literally
They didn't
Mr.
even-
WWE. Like he
But
was
like
Mr.
TNA wasn't WCW, bro. That's not the same. Like it wasn't WCW and WWE. It's just I don't understand that, bro. That never made sense to me.
They didn't even come close.
When I and this is you gotta think. This was in the early 2010s, so like the WWE at the time wasn't like the greatest. But even myself, when I found out they were going head to head, this is back before you got social media now and stuff.
Yeah.
When I found out they were going head to head, I was like, I guess I'm not watching TNA no more. Because I'm watching TNA over Raw. Like, crazy.
Isn't the first night they debuted? That's when they brought Brett back
Yeah.
for the Shawn Michaels like
First
Yeah.
night they brought in Hulk Hogan. The
Yep.
first episode. That was the first episode, yeah. But like as a kid, I mean, I was like a kid, teenager. When I found out the time, I'm like, well, I guess I can't watch TNA no more. I'm not watching TNA over Raw. Or Monday Night Raw. You crazy? Like,
Yeah, no.
This was before DVR.
I mean, it was like DV, but I said this is before the era we had. Like now, you could like watch both at the same time, type
Yeah.
stuff. So like you could record,
Yeah.
but like back then, it was kind of like you watch one or the other type stuff. Like we'll watch this one over the other one. So like, bro, who's watching? Who people from our era is watching TNA overall? Maybe like 5% of the population,
I would
Yeah.
say less. I would say less.
and maybe even less like that. Yeah. So it's just
Not even. Yeah.
it's just
Tony
too
Khan
suspicious.
knows better. He would never go head to head with Raw. He knows better.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah, and I
why-
really
And
wish.
it's not even that TNA was bad either. Like they had a really good roster. It's just
Yeah.
they never had. They couldn't get the ratings, like
Yeah.
And then, especially
Yeah.
in 2026, like, stop putting NXT to counteract AEW pay-per-views. Like, it's not gonna
hate that
work.
shit,
Not-
bro.
like,
But
if
not-
I wouldn't, even though it still annoys me, if you did it with your SummerSlam, let's say AEW All In was gonna be on August 2nd, and you were like, you know what I'm gonna do to counteract that? SummerSlam. Let's see how many people actually watch. All right, cool. I could get that business, but NXT.
But it,
And it's on the CW. Like,
But
you know how many people
they're-
don't even know that channel exists?
But they're doing it because if there's 100 people to watch AEW and they take away 2, that's still doing their job. They don't view NXT as a profitable product. They view it as like the minor leagues. It's an opportunity to build up future superstars, and that's fine. But the thing is they don't view NXT as like this is going to be something that's profitable. They view it as we're going to try and use this to just take a little bit away from AEW because there's going to be WWE loyalists that will prioritize WWE no matter what, and that's fine. It's your thing. But their goal isn't to outdo AEW. It's just to take away those few views because as time goes on, those few viewers will hinder AEW's growth just a little bit. And
But
that's all
I
they're
guess,
trying to do.
and I guess I understand that, but it's like your viewership is now taking a hit.
But
Like,
it's
you
because
already,
they don't care
but
about NXT.
but that's my thing though. NXT already isn't getting viewership as it is, and now you're losing viewership trying to counteract the program that, let's be real, even after your show goes off, their show will still be on.
NXT has become the new version of the modern SmackDown. Because if you remember from the longest time, SmackDown, they never treated SmackDown the same as Raw.
We were so close. We were doing
Did I
so
forget
good.
again, bro?
It's bad.
Yeah.
We were so close. I feel like you had a great point, Malik.
Yeah,
I think you did.
You're fried, brother.
My shit froze again, bro.
Yeah, you sound like a robot. It's Corbin GPT trying to.
Corbin gonna be on main event in a month.
Corbin, dude.
Oh,
How did they
Nate
not
don't
send
know the
him to
reference.
How did they
I forgot
not
you
send him
watched
to
it.
NXT, bro? How did they not send him to NXT?
Oh,
I'm surprised he came back.
take it over.
Yeah, I'm surprised he came back to be
It
honest.
pays better than the Indies is the only logic I can.
But like, I figured he would be
Until
at
he
least
gets
in
that pay cut.
TNA.
But like his pay cut is probably still higher than he's been on the Indies. I think
Probably.
he's just trying to collect the payday for the next year and then retire.
Yeah. Because Matt Cardona came back and
Matt
Yeah,
Cardona's back
but-
because he's spending time with his wife.
I was about to say he just want to be with his wife.
You just don't
That's
want
all
to.
it is.
did
He's
y'all,
one
did y'all
of
hear
the
what
best.
Royce Key said?
No, what that
He
likes.
said his time in WWE, he said things are better than he expected. I'm like, nigga, what you expect?
I was about to say, oh yeah, I did hear him say that. I'm like, hold on.
What you expect?
Now I need to know what you expected when you got here.
He was definitely not expecting good. I'll tell you that much. I think he expected to go to NXT. I think
Probably.
he
Yep.
probably expected to go to NXT, but the fact that he became a main roster guy,
Yeah,
like,
roster, yeah.
All he was
bro,
doing
like,
was vignettes
I-
for.
I'm
man,
fine
he's-
with him being like where he's at right now.
Did he
But
drop
like, I don't really think there's a bigger, picture coming.
No, he's man.
Somebody said his internet turned
Nate,
on.
you got to give me some AEW matches I need to watch, man. You got to get me into the loop again. I'm
Oh,
Look,
man.
this is what you do. This is what you do.
Tell me
This
what
is the way I found it's best for me to
Tell
watch
me.
AEW. Don't watch it live.
But I stream it. That's the problem.
Oh, here's the thing. You, especially as one who doesn't watch it consistently.
Whose baby is that? I know y'all both got babies. Which one?
Mine's
is it?
sleeping.
I was like, it's definitely mine. I was like, it's definitely mine.
I know you both got babies.
I was like, yeah, it's definitely mine.
I got to be honest though, boys. I do have to hop off, but I want to hear your point, Jay.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say the way that AEWs work best for me. Oof. The way AEWs work best for me, I just gotta watch it after and fast forward because that show is long. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I feel
there's gonna be good wrestling, but I don't care about it. I don't want to see the conglomerate on my TV screen.
Oh, but
I hate that group.
that's
So
my NXT
yes, I fast forward past all that. I
That's
hate
my
the
NXT
conglomerate.
Conglomeration.
That's my NXT Black and Gold boys.
And then it's like, why is Willow with them, bro? Can we get Willow away from them, please?
I don't know. Yeah.
Please.
I'll give you 5 matches to watch off the top of my head. There's so many, but the one that comes to mind is Revolution 2020. It's Hangman and Kenny versus the Young Bucks. That is a fantastic match. If you want to continue with the Young Bucks, I'll go Swerve and Ospreay from All In last year versus the Young Bucks. That shit was fire.
Okay.
Oh man, let me see. I'm trying to dig deep in my bag.
I can
Tony
go
Storm
old.
versus Tony Storm versus Mariah May.
That
you
one
can
I've
do
seen.
that
That
way.
one I've seen. That one
Okay,
Hey,
you
I
know
can-
what? Okay, good.
Have you seen Kenny and Bryan Danielson? I don't care how old it is. That is
No.
still it. Kenny
Ooh,
Bryan
Grand
Danielson.
Slam.
Go watch that.
Grand Slam.
Go wa-
Fantastic
Grand
match.
Slam.
Here's what I can just because I really have
Fantastic.
to hop off. Here's what I need you guys to do. Just DM it to me. Just DM
I
it to
got
me,
you. I got you. I got
and
you.
I will do that.
Super
thing.
easy.
But listen,
I
I,
got you,
love
dog.
y'all. This was awesome. Peace out, boys.
Appreciate it.
I guess we gotta end this shit.
Well, I don't have anything to end it with. Malik said I guess he would. Hey, chat, before we get out of here. Hey, oh snap, is it just me now? Oof. Hey,
Nope. Hold on.
Oh.
There we go.
All right, cool. Hey, chat, first off, appreciate y'all. Y'all been tapping with us every week for over a year now. I think it might be what episode we on? It might have been 2 already. Might be
You
2
know,
years in
episode
this one.
129.
Yeah, we 2.5 years in this. So appreciate y'all, man. Like the stream, subscribe to No Name Wrestling on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on IG. Send it to your friend. Tell them to subscribe. We appreciate y'all. And now I need you to enjoy this awkward silence while we figure out how we need to end this stream. So
Also, next week, 3:00 Eastern Standard
oh
Time.
yes.
New time.
3 Eastern. That's when we're going live. So if you late, that's your fault, not mine. But it might be.
We still
both,
gonna
but,
be
you
late.
know,
We still gonna be late because of Mo. Regardless, man. You know what I mean? Shit. All right. Well, we gonna try to end this shit.
Yeah. So y'all
So-
gonna pop out. We just gonna be sitting here trying to figure out how we gonna end this.
I'll name you my favorite Gunther matches while we end this shit. Gunther versus Tyler Blake. Walter versus Tyler Blake. Clash at the Clash in Cardiff? No, Cardiff. NXT Takeover Cardiff. Walter versus Pete Dunne. NXT Chicago? No, I don't think it's Chicago.
Is that-
Whatever one. No, I think Pete Dunne versus
There he is.
and then
Sure.
you got Walter versus whatever one that was. That's a really good one. Walter versus what other Walter match can I put out there? Oh yeah, obviously Ilya Dragunov, the first one. First one is really good. Gunther. I'm gonna just keep going till y'all end this shit, man. We already ended the shit.
What is
Well,
it?
we'll end this now. So you can end it now. You can end it now.